of the XFL, and we are here in Houston, where this city is buzzing about their Roughnecks. Why? They look great in week one. They put up a ton of points, offense in this run and shoot, played well, 1-0. But today will not be easy. They've got another 1-0 team coming in, the St. Louis BattleHawks, and their stout D.
2-3, 2-3, go for me. Yes, sir. I'm coming to get that ball. No, I'm saying they know what time it is. We're back in the H-Town where we stay down. Lock in, lock up, strap in, strap up. I got your back. Got my back. We got your back. Got my back. I got your back. I got that swag. I got that swag.
Today in the H-Town, two 1-0 teams square up to see who's for real and who still has some work to do. And if last week was any indication, it's no secret. These dudes were all the smoke.
I remember back in the days when the squad had played.
This is big boy football.
That's incredible.
These are big boy hits.
Big hit.
And if you want to stay undefeated today, you better stay locked in for all four quarters.
It is more of what we love, football.
Someone has to come up big. So who's it going to be? It's time to wrap up week 2 with a burn. This is the XFL, Roughnecks and BattleHawks, right here on FS1.
That's right, as the Roughnecks taking the field here in Houston. Should be a fun one tonight as we wrap up week 2. The XFL on FS1. It's the 1-0 BattleHawks against the 1-0 Roughnecks. And we say hello and welcome you to the broadcast booth. He's three-time Pro Bowl tight end Greg Olson, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And Greg, you look at these two teams, yeah, you always want to start with a win. They did. They're 1-0. But I know you also liked what you saw when you watched it.
Yeah, when you put on the film, two things jump out at you. Both teams are incredibly well coached, and both teams have a lot of really good players. But they also had to benefit in week 1 that both of their opponents were playing backup quarterbacks. Right. And today, with Houston and St. Louis, these teams are run through their quarterbacks, and on both sides, they have dynamic, dual-threat guys that really set the tone on each team.
Yeah, I like that with these quarterbacks because they do have that dual threat, but they're a little bit different. You start with P.J. Walker of Houston, dynamic week 1, and then Jordan Ta'amu of St. Louis, a little different style, but both very effective.
Yeah, you start with Walker for Houston. I mean, he is a dual-threat dynamic as they get. But the difference with him is when he breaks the pocket and he starts to get on the move, his eyes are downfield. He's looking to throw the ball and make a big play over the top of the defense. And then on the other side, you mentioned Ta'amu. When he's running, he's looking to run guys over. He considers himself a runner first and a passer second. Two contrasting styles, but both fit perfectly to what both their teams want to do offensively and just the overall attitude that both these teams are trying to implement as this season kicks off.
Yeah, I see Thomas' numbers very effective last week as well. Look, both these teams have a lot of weapons. We know that. We also know that June Jones runs that run and shoot. One of the guys in that offense at wide receiver, Nick Colley, he had a big week 1. You talk about overcoming a lot. 3 ACLs and a broken back. We learned that last week on Fox. Why don't we learn a little bit more? Right now, Nick is standing by with our Jenny Taft.
Kevin, thank you. Well, Nick, it has been a wild journey for you with all those injuries. And you told us last week you're here because you love the game. Have you had a chance to process just what it's been like to be back playing?
You know, it's just been it's been a blessing. It's been so much fun, and I've had the chance to kind of sit back and look at, hey, this is real, this is here, and I'm getting the opportunity of a lifetime. So, yes, I've had the opportunity to kind of, you know, embrace what's going on and just love every moment of it.
You guys got the win last week. What can we expect from the offense today?
Well, we're hoping we're just going to gel and we're going to build off of wherever we left off and make a couple less mistakes and build that chemistry a little bit more and hopefully an exciting day.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Love it. Jenny, thank you very much. And what a great story. One of the many playing in this game here today. Gorgeous early evening, 72 degrees, a little bit humid, 66%, partly cloudy, but it's a perfect day for a football game. And we check out Fox Bet and the line tonight. How about Houston laying 7.5 in this game, over under at 46.5 right now. So those we will keep our eye on as the game moves forward. And again, if you didn't see any of the XFL last week, one of the very different rules, the kickoff. You see how it's done. You kick from the 30. Both teams get set at the 30 and 35. You can't move until the returner touches the football. And here we go. We are underway from Houston. J.D. Harris has the ball, makes a move, and a good one. Out to the 30, 35, and the 40. What a start And another big return off this kickoff rule that so far, I got to say, I like a lot. And so now we will see this Houston offense on the field for the first time. And P.J. Walker, you called it, Greg, the star of the week last week.
This guy took the league by storm, right? He came out and he really identified himself as really the first real name guy to kind of take that mantle. He was the star of the week, first one. This guy's incredibly talented. He can run, he can pass. As the game goes on, we'll really be able to dive more into what makes him so unique and so special for this Houston team.
On first down, here is Walker firing far side, and he's got a completion. It's Cam Phillips, who had 4 catches for 67 yards last week with the start for this offense. Greg, I know it's a sad state for you. There are no tight ends on the roster for Houston. My condolences.
Yeah, I wouldn't do so well playing for June Jones. He doesn't have much. He doesn't have much place for a guy like me. He's going to be in 4 and 5 wide, sometimes no backs. He's a pass-first guy, and he always says his pass is going to set up his run. As the game goes on, we'll see if he stays committed to that philosophy.
Yeah, Nick Holley in the backfield. He gets it with a big hole. Holley's got a first down and shoved out of bounds into BattleHawk territory down at the 43-yard line. Holley, versatile. He played running back, wideout, and quarterback in college at Kent State. So maybe we'll see him there. Just a little bit of gain of 11. So you look at this defense, and you see the coordinator, Jay Hayes. I know you have a lot of respect for him.
I saw Jay Hayes up close and personal for a long time. He was the defensive line coach down in Tampa, division opponent in my time in Carolina. Incredibly disciplined, incredibly smart. They've got a great staff.
Walker near side, it's dropped. Sammy Coates. They had a hard time connecting last week, too.
Yeah, Coates, Coates is one of the more well-known guys in this XFL. His NFL career was longer than some of the other guys who had maybe a cup of tea and a camp or two. This is a legitimate high-level professional player, and his first 2 weeks he's really struggled to catch the ball. They got to find a way to get his confidence back, get the ball in his hands, and tap into some of that potential.
He had 2 catches, but on 9 targets last week. St. Louis shows blitz. Delivered. It's a catch. Phillips has it, making a move near a first down. We'll see what the mark looks like. He's got it. Where did he step out of bounds? And now they say he's going to be a half-yard shy, I do believe, as Terrence Garvin got a hand on that one. It'll be a 3rd and 1.
So one of the few times they're actually taking a receiver out and bringing in an extra offensive lineman. He just reported is eligible. Now, St. Louis is going to match personnel, expecting a run with the extra offensive lineman. We'll see if that holds true. Because, again, like you said, they don't have a tight end.
Here, just a sneak by Walker. He's got a first down. Make it easy. Bring in the extra man, and Walker does it himself. So a first down for the Roughnecks. As June Jones, their head coach, boy, has he been in this football world for a long, long time. 3+ seasons as an NFL coach. Obviously did great work in college as well, most notably SMU and Hawaii.
They're sticking with the extra offensive lineman here, KB. Only 3 receivers on the field.
Walker, blitz coming, sees it, steps away, going deep, looking for Coates. It is caught! It's incomplete. Looked like he had it from here, but waiting on the signal.
I wonder if they're going to say stepped out of bounds.
And now a late penalty flag. Let's see, because he definitely caught the ball. At least it looked like it from here.
You see Coates lined up here. He just takes an outside release fade. I think what they're going to say is he stepped out of bounds. So if you step out of bounds, I think this play is going to call back. And just on cue, we talked about getting Sammy Coates, his confidence, getting him involved in the game. The first 2 weeks, been a little up and down. He needed this. Let's see if it's...
Illegal touching against the offense. The wide receiver went out of bounds, was the first to touch it. Incomplete pass. 2nd down.
Well, there you go. You were on it. I was going to say, it looks certainly like a clean catch, at least from the booth, and that's obviously why there was no signal. So,
yeah, and always a good indicator is when the ref throws his hat down. That's kind of the indication that the offensive player went out of bounds, can't be the first one to touch it. That's a tough break for Coates. He needed that just to kind of get himself going a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back. Their vertical passing game is a huge part of this June Jones system.
Interesting, Coach, his best play last week might have been on special teams, actually, as a gunner. So they move it back, 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Walker over the middle, just got a man, easy pitch and catch. Khalil Lewis has his first catch of the day.
Hey, be ready tonight. Be ready tonight off the field.
Walker last week really spread around the wealth. And Lewis, Coates, Phillips, Holly all really had big roles. Mobley even had a catch, 39-yarder and a touchdown.
81 on 2 ready. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Play clock winding down. That's why Walker's hurrying. It's at 1. He gets it off. Has time going near side, and it's almost intercepted. Robert Nelson had his hands on it. Maybe looked to the other end zone a little too soon.
Those are plays that this BattleHawks defense is going to have to make. Sammy Coates just runs a speed out, and Nelson jumps it. I think if he catches this, KB, this might be a pick 6 the other way. Those are plays that they're going to have to make because you can only slow down this Houston offense so long. Those are huge plays that they got to make on defense, but a great stand on 3rd down.
Yeah, on 4th and 4, they will attempt a 44-yard field goal from Sergio Castillo. He made one from 44 last week, missed from 40. This is 44 again. Snap and hold are fine, and so is the kick. And a 44-yard field goal puts the hometown Roughnecks in front, 3-0 on the opening drive. So Castillo the field goal. Houston strikes first, and now it's St. Louis's turn. Jordan Ta'amu, the 22-year-old quarterback, takes the field when we come back.
It's an honor to give my little brother his first real professional football career.
I mean, if you don't love that moment, I don't know what you do love, right? That was Jay Hayes, who's a couple years older than his brother Jonathan, who is the head coach, Jay the defensive coordinator. They've been together before in Cincinnati as coaches on Marvin Lewis's staff for a long time, but what a moment that was last week.
Jonathan Hayes is one of the best people I've ever come across. We go back to my time as a high school kid coming out, being recruited by him at Oklahoma. Then they almost drafted me, had a lot of pre-draft meetings with him in Cincinnati. I always looked forward to seeing him. It was awesome catching up with him yesterday.
Yeah, he was in great spirits as Mumphrey on the return out to the 29. And we get to see Jordan Ta'amu for the first time. He's just 22 years old from Pearl City, Hawaii, the youngest starting quarterback in this league. And, you know, we got to sit with him yesterday. He's a big boy.
He is. We talked about P.J. Walker being an athlete, but he's just a true passer. Jordan, he is a big, strong, he is a runner, and he is not afraid to mix it up in between the box.
And running, this team will do a lot of. They go to Matt Jones on the opening carry. And Jones has himself, I'll give him 4.5 on that play. So you look at the offensive line for this team, and that's important, Greg, because they ran the ball 59% of the time last week.
That's really not the XFL way, and they've kind of, Chuck Long mentioned it to us yesterday in our meeting. He said, we made a conscious effort to be a run-first team, time of possession. You'll never hear June Jones mention those words. They made no mistake. They are a run to set up the pass, which is a complete opposite of what we'll see from Houston. I think it's just a really interesting dual philosophies that both these teams share on offense.
Yeah, that play to Pearson. Yeah, it is a total opposite. It's kind of fun today to see the contrasting styles. We'll call it a 3rd down and 5 after that pass play to Pearsonell. Jones is the tailback, and that's Pearsonell in motion. 4-man rush. Ta'amu slings it. It's caught, and it's good for a first down. Pearsonell again. And Cody Brown on the coverage.
You see here, they motion Pearsonell to make a 2-stack here, and they're just going to run a 2-man game. Marcus Lucas, a former teammate of mine, you see Pearsonell just hops off, he runs the speed out, and Lucas runs the high corner, and they're just going to high-low that defender. Those 2-man concepts are very NFL-friendly plays, and that's a great 3rd down conversion to start the game.
Ta'amu just slips on the fake, but now he's got room to run. Look at this. A completely busted play, and he's going to turn it into a big game. a 7-yard gain. He could have lost 7 on that play.
And what did he say yesterday? His coaches are all over him about sliding. Well, his first time running, he got down. He didn't take the hit. But as he said, if he needs to get yards or a first down, he is not afraid to lower his head and take on a guy at the back level.
We're good, we're good. Hey, kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill.
So you hear him killing it. It's probably being killed to a pass.
Jones, first down, going back to the run. So you were talking about the philosophies and the difference. Chuck Long is the offensive coordinator for this team. You remember him, former quarterback at Iowa. Hasn't actually coached in a while. He was actually in broadcasting for the Big Ten Network. And you listen to him calling the play, and he was talking to us yesterday. He's like, listen, I believe in 50-50. It's not going to say it's going to be that every game, but there's no doubt that's the plan. On a first down, here is an RPO, and over the middle, he's got a completion, and wide open, too. It's caught by Mumphrey, and a big gain down to the 20. 27 yards on the hookup to Mumphrey.
You see Humphrey, he's off the screen in the left. This is his read. He ends up blitzing, and that zone is voided, and Humphrey just takes it. He has the ability to hand that ball off, but the defender he's reading is eligible, so he can pull it and put the ball on Humphrey. That's a great big chunk play in the passing game.
St. Louis goes jumbo here, extra lineman. They run it near side to Jones. Not much doing. Why don't we listen to Chuck Long now on the call with the plays?
Dance right stack, F orbit, 49 fat Larry. Dance right stack, F orbit, 49 fat Larry.
49 fat, 49 fat. Let's go, get set.
So dance right is the formation. That's telling they're in 12, which is 2 tight end personnel.
Sunday.
Lucas goes in a little orbit motion, and he becomes the second puller.
And Jones gets swarmed, just nowhere to go that time. And really well played by this Houston defense. Coney Ely and a bunch of others in on that play. Corey Crawford came in there first. And it'll bring up a third down.
When we asked Ted Cottrell how they felt lining up against this run game of the BattleHawks, playing some smaller DB-type guys at linebacker, they felt so comfortable that their defensive line was able to hold up that they think they can get away with playing some smaller, lighter guys at that linebacker spot.
3rd and 10. Ta'amu with big pressure. Flag flies complete inside the 10. It's a first down if the play will stand. Janie Harris on the coverage of big Alonzo Russell, who stands at 6'4". Let's see what the penalty is.
Coming up to tight end. Correct. Illegal formation. Offense. Number 84 covered up the tight end. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, Alonzo Russell doesn't necessarily think so, but when do they actually think they were the guilty party?
Nobody ever loves hearing their name called on the referee mic.
And so that'll move him back to 3rd and 15. And you see he's going to get an explanation now.
Rock it. Sunday. Ready to go.
It's a blitz. Ta'amu in trouble. They're going to set up a screen. Somehow Jones held on. He's got blocking. Jones inside the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, St. Louis.
Yesterday, Chuck Long told us that most plays, they're always going to have a tight end. Well, on that 3rd and long, they took Marcus Lucas off the field. They went 4 wide. I think Houston just assumed they would drop back deep, 4 wide offense. And there, you can see 2 high safeties. Everybody is soft. Almost the entire back end is in the end zone. Great play call there by Chuck Long to take advantage, show a different personnel group, show pass deep, and just an easy, simple ball to one of your best playmakers on a screen.
Look at
just
the point
a really
after.
Good job.
Sorry, great point after conversion here. Remember, you can try for 1, 2, or 3. They're going from the 5. They're going to go for 2. That's how they're going to play it, and they will throw it. And Tom, who's got time, tipped at the line, incomplete. And so the conversion is failed. Gabe Wright got his hands on it. But St. Louis with the first touchdown of the day on a 3rd and 15. Matt Jones slipped down a little screen, and then there was just open territory. 25 yards out, 6-3, St. Louis in the first. Well, Well, P.J. Walker and his squad down 6-3. St. Louis goes right down the field. Matt Jones with a touchdown, and right now standing by with our Jenny Taft.
And he had a league-best 85 yards last week, Kevin, the first touchdown of the day for Matt. So take me through that score and just what you saw there.
We just put together a nice play downfield. It's third and long. Coach called a good play, shot us upstairs, and we just executed the play.
I know you mentioned the importance of playing in the XFL with your kids watching. 4 kids at home. Got any messages for them?
I love y'all. I'm glad y'all watching me, giving me the motivation I need. I love y'all at home, love my wife. So, amen to them, God first, so thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Kevin?
I love that. Pretty good reaction from Matt. The execution was great. Pretty good execution on the return from a J.D. Harris, who's had 2 nice kick returns to start for Houston. And now we will see P.J. Walker on the field for the second time. Led his team to a field goal on that opening drive. And it was interesting, and you're telling me about your film study about the St. Louis defense and how they are going to play this run-and-shoot offense today.
Yeah, I think something for the viewer to keep here, kind of keep in mind as they watch. Here you see they have 2 high safeties. If they go to a single high type safety, that kind of is made for this vertical style attacking offense of the Houston Roughnecks. It's something to keep in mind as we go out the rest of this game and see if they identify and attack it.
What a catch by Holly. That throw is behind Nick Holly, but the beautiful adjustment, and he's got a first down for 13.
Holly is a guy that June Jones talked about. He said when he first got here, we just thought he was a running back. At Kent State, he played a little bit of everything, but they realized he's just as good a slot receiver. We've now seen him play slot and make a great catch. We saw him hand him the ball at running back. This kid's as versatile as it gets, and his story's incredible.
Andre Williams, former New York Giant, gets the call. Not much. Holly's interesting. We talked about it. He played quarterback, running back, and wide receiver at Kent State. Asked June Jones the other day. So, how did you decide, slot receiver is what's best? He said, well, I had a guy, you might remember him, Eric Metcalf, who played for me, and he was hesitant to go to that spot, and it worked out pretty well for him.
Hey, if June Jones, with his history, if he tells you, hey, I'm going to move your position, but I'm going to throw you 1,000,000 balls, you immediately raise your hand and you say, all right, you got it, coach, I'm in.
2nd and 8. Walker pumps, throws, got a man wide open. It's Lewis, makes the catch inside the 20. Oh, that was Walker buying time with the pump fake. Lewis got open, and it's a 33-yard gain.
You see here's what we're talking about. That's that single high safety. And as the film plays, we talked at the top of the show about P.J. Walker. He can move and run. You see him here step up. What that does is that second-level linebacker, they kind of come moving up, and now he's able to throw the ball downfield behind their head. His movement leads to passes down the field.
Draw, Williams, big hole right side, flips over inside the 10, and he's close to another first down. Kenny Robinson, the safety, with the big hit.
Pass sets up the run, right? Pass sets up the run in this June Jones offense. Big hit, but Williams is not scared. He lowers his pads. That's a very effective run in this June Jones system. And if they can get that balance, I don't know how you stop these guys.
It is a first down, so a 1st and goal. Williams stays in at running back. Give it to him, man. He is wrapped up immediately. Channing Ward was there first. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. 2nd down.
Yesterday when we met with Jay Hayes, he's got 2 or 3 guys on this defensive line, and Hayes being one of them, that played for him when he was the D-line coach in Tampa. And his familiarity, he says, listen, these are NFL-type guys that I'm fortunate enough to have playing. And they really set the tone on that front. And he's got some really dynamic guys to play at the back levels behind him.
Walker pumps again, still looking, dancing, firing. It's caught for the touchdown. A bullet to Cam Phillips for 6.
His movement in the pocket, KB, that's his game. I know we keep saying it, but his ability to keep plays alive, just move his feet, move around guys, it gives his receivers time to adjust routes, make a break, and what an unbelievable kind of sidearm action. Unbelievable play. And I'll tell you what, that is not an easy catch by Phillips. That ball's thrown 1,000 miles an hour. What a tight window. Great. What an unbelievable play.
And they set the ball at the 5, so they will go for a 2-point conversion here. Those are the rules. If you look at your screen, you can try for 1 point from the 2, 2 points from the 5, or 3 points from the 10. They go for the 2-pointer, which they did 5 times last week.
Let's go.
Fake to Walker. Williams, Walker keeps, rolls, flips, diving, is he in? No, he is just short. Andrew Ankara maybe saved the conversion, but why don't we look again and see if he actually got in?
I think his legs made it in, but I think when he flipped, the ball ended up being behind the rest of his body. Let's see. Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Short. I think he's short. I mean, this guy is electric. This guy is unbelievable. What a talent. Here you see on the touchdown, just his ability to move around in the pocket. It gives Phillips, that wasn't even Phillips' original route, and look at this. Right under the defensive lineman. Oh, I mean, the catch, the movement in the pocket, the arm angle, the second reaction. That play had about 1,000 things that get you excited. That's what this team is relying on, and that Walker, he is something.
Boy, he's fun, right? I mean, it's not even 2 weeks full yet, but he is dynamic. And as you can see, Jenny Taft has caught up with him. Jenny.
All right, PJ, first question for you. You thought you were in. Take me through it.
I thought I was in. I guess the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage, so it's all good. We'll get another opportunity.
Look, we just had this game begin, but I'm watching you on the sideline leading this group, offense, defense. You are so involved, and last week you found 4 different receivers for 4 passing touchdowns. What are you most excited about with this offense?
The opportunity. We got to playmakers, you know. We got so many guys out there that can make plays. For me, just get the ball in their hands and let them go.
Just getting started. And how about these fans?
I love them. They out here supporting and showing a lot of love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Jay, thanks. You called it that arm angle, too. It's kind of like it's become a thing in the NFL, too. Mahomes, we saw Lamar Jackson do it a lot. It's quite the talent to be accurate throwing down at your waist, essentially.
I don't think people understand or appreciate just how hard that is. And it's not what you teach kids when they're young. You have to just develop that confidence and skill. He's incredible.
Now the BattleHawks look to answer, and they'll throw it again. And they get it out to Russell. Maybe a yard, not much there. It's well played by Marquestin Huff.
Second.
Second down. Complete far side. Washington has his first catch of the day. Janie Harris was on the coverage. LaDamian Washington, 6'4", 216. He has been around the block a little bit. And now a third down conversion. And interesting, Nick Fitzgerald comes into the game at quarterback. He put up some monster numbers in college as a running quarterback. And here he is on a 3rd and 2. Fitzgerald, RPO, they will hand it off, pushing the pile forward. That's not going to get it done as Jones is stopped short by Crawford and Ely. And now a 4th down, and do you think about going here?
I think so. I think teams, they're sending out the punt unit. That surprises me a little bit. I think in this style of game, knowing that the team you're playing, Houston, is going to put up points, they're going to score balls here. With the punt rules, I think I'd go for it, but I think Hayes feels confident about his defense and obviously has a great punter here in King. I think he's hoping that he can boom one here and pin him back.
High kick, Mobley up to receive it. Out across the 25, and good coverage down by St. Louis, and McCoyle was down there first. P.J. Walker, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns last week, and he's off to quite the start this week. He's already got 1 on the board. And he would have had another one. Remember, Sammy Coates stepped out of bounds. He caught a touchdown, but was out of bounds. That play came back. And He gets a chance to get on the field again. So far, 6 of 9, 72 yards, and a touchdown in the early going for the young man who went to Temple, grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey. His family's still there rooting him on. Matter of fact, how about this, Greg? His mom, Tamisha, 22 years in the Roselle, New Jersey post office.
Unbelievable. I love hearing those stories. And obviously, we're a little biased about the Jersey guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we may be a tad biased there, you get that. But, you know, it's so cool, this whole setup with Walker coming in to June Jones. We're putting up the score, SMU and Temple. Why are we doing that? Well, you see the number. P.J. Walker played in that game, had a great game, 4 touchdowns, but his Temple team lost to June Jones's SMU team. And when we asked P.J., hey, did you know about June Jones? What was his response?
He said, yeah, I remember he put up 50 on me my freshman year.
59, as a matter of fact.
Yep. He knew exactly who June Jones was, and I think when he found out he was going to be a part of this Roughnecks offense, I think he was thrilled.
And Walker calls a timeout. Each team gets 2 timeouts per half in the XFL, so they'll take a little bit of a break, too. Well, there's so many things, right? You know, Walker, not only familiar with June Jones, but the first year at Temple under Matt Rule, they played a run and shoot that year, his freshman year at Temple. And matter of fact, you just talked to Matt Rule the other day about Walker, right?
I actually caught up yesterday with Matt Rule, my former coach for a very short period of time in Carolina.
About 10 minutes or so?
About 10 days. But he couldn't say enough good things. He talked about going to his high school after his senior year state championship to recruit both Walker and his running back. And he walked in, and all they could talk about was that they lost the state championship their junior year. Here, then as a freshman, they go 2-10 at Temple, kind of rebuilding. Junior year, they make the championship game and lose. Sure enough, senior year, just like in high school, they win the state championship. He said the kid's a winner. He just needs reps, and he just needs the opportunity. And here he is, taking advantage of that opportunity.
On second down, it's only a 3-man rush. Now a 4th comes in. Walker coming near side. He was looking for Holly. No flags on the play. Darius Hillary, starting cornerback, was there. Pretty good coverage.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. Their feet got tangled. 3rd down.
That's Jeff Heiser, the referee. Thank you, Jeff, for the explanation. You agree, Greg?
I think that's a good call. This is covered 2-man. There's 2 high safeties, so you see inside leverage by the defender. Out breaking routes are what you want versus this. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think their feet get tangled. I think Hillary has good coverage there. I think that's just a tough break. Your feet get covered. Feet kind of get tangled up, but they had the play. They just didn't connect.
3rd down, blitz, picked up. Walker now in trouble, comes near side, has a completion, long way to go. Making moves, has a 1st down. What a play by Raheem Malone. Had 4 catches last week. He picks up 15 there, and he really did it all himself. Impressive. And so the drive will continue for P.J. Walker and the Roughnecks. Good first quarter in the books from Houston. They're up on St. Louis, 9-6. Exciting first quarter in the books. It's Houston 9, St. Louis 6. Week 2 of the XFL. First quarter numbers brought to you by Fox Bet. One thing we know, the over-under on this one, 46.5, trending towards the over at the current juncture. And most of the games in this league have not been going that way. So we got a little offense here today, Greg Olson. They're apparently reviewing this to see if Raheem Malone stepped out of bounds on that dynamic 3rd down play. Let's take a look.
Yep, I think he did. It was hard to see in real time. It looks to me like his left foot is in, right, and then left is out. So his first left foot, I think, hit in.
Yeah.
And then he kind of took that stutter step, and I think his second time his left foot hit left, right, left. I think it's out, KB.
So let me ask you a question. I tend to agree, but is that enough? Why don't we listen into our replay official tonight?
It's 4th down, 4th down, 4th down. 4th down. He didn't make the 1st down, right?
Well, I guess we got our decision. He's going to bring that back.
So it's going to be 4th down.
I got it. I'm ready to go if you are.
Yep.
After further review, the receiver did catch the ball, however, stepped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It would be 4th and 6.
Okay, so that dynamic play goes by the wayside. And a good job by the officiating crew here to pick that up, make the proper call, and so Roughnecks will punt it away now. Austin Rico will punt it away. DeMornay Pearson L back at his own 20. Returnable kick runs up to the 30, makes a move. And another Pearson L weaving his way up to the 39. We have a penalty flag on the play. As Tiamu coming onto the field, but his BattleHawks might be moving back.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 23, 10-yard penalty, first down, St. Louis.
Well, want to tell you that in just 6 days, you don't want to miss the most anticipated title fight in years. Undefeated heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder taking on 29-0 Tyson Fury in a rematch the sports world has been waiting for. Saturday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. You can buy it now on pay-per-view or on the Fox Sports app. That is going to be one heck of a fight.
Monday. 180. What's up?
Kristen Michael in the game at tailback. They'll fake it to him on the rollout. Ta'amu's got his man, Pearson L, who is wrapped up beautifully for no gain. LaTroy Lewis on the tackle, and here's Chuck Long.
Double right 16, Larry General. Double right 16, Larry General.
So double right, that's a very common formation. The tight end and the Z are on the right, the F and the X are on the left. Should be a run here to the right.
And it is to Michael, who's trying to find something. Couldn't get going last week. He had 7 carries for no yards. See what Chuck Long has here.
Get the fuck out of there. In the fucking huddle. Let's go 11. Trips left, 902 Coco.
902. Let's go.
Trips left, 902 Coco. 902 sounds like the pass protection.
Ready, go.
Yeah.
4-man rush. Ta'amu in pressure, steps away, dragged down for the sack. It was DeMarcus Gates coming on in for the sack. This team got a lot of pressure last week with 5 sacks, and they get one here tonight.
Gates, he's regarded as their best coverage linebacker, but you see him here, he just runs right by the right tackle. I mean, McCants has no chance there. He's just too athletic. He's a great second-level player. He can guard defenders in the pass. He can rush the passer. And as you said, KB, they really got after the quarterback last week, and they continued that here today.
Yeah, 5 sacks last week. First one here today. Here's King to punt it away. Good high booming kick. Mobley retreating to the 15. Looking for a seam. And takes it out up to about the 28-yard line. So Houston's got the lead. P.J. Walker back on the field. What arm angle's going to use this time? Got to stick around and find out from Houston. In front of St. Louis, early second quarter. Well, we just saw a big sack by DeMarcus Gates. Now let's hear from him. Down with Jenny.
Well, hey, Kevin, we've been talking about this offense, but how about the defense? So I got to ask you, just what is working for this group? And getting that sack, I know it was big for you, but what can you tell me about this group and just how good it feels to be back out here?
This group of guys, hard-nosed, physical, fast defense. We just like to get out there and, compete with each other and try to get after the quarterbacks on the other team offense. So just try to go out there and make a play.
Doing your job. Thank you. We'll see you later, Kevin.
Jenny, love it. Get the quick reaction. He made a big play, and there a huge play is made by Andrew Ankra out of James Madison, and this is a guy I only know because you told me that he jumped out to you watching the tape.
When you put on this BattleHawks defensive tape, 2 guys jump out. Andrew Ankra and number 26, Dexter McCoyle. Those 2 guys, to me, are NFL caliber players. You're going to see as the game goes on, Ankra is going to play D-end. He's going to play linebacker. They can really move him around, especially on 3rd down. He is a dynamic edge rusher.
On 2nd down, Walker's got a lot of time, floats it over the middle, and it's dropped. Phillips may have heard some footsteps there. That was on the money, just couldn't bring it home.
What a great, great ball. They always talk about a quarterback putting a little pace on the ball to get it over. He's running just a big dig, which is like a square in. You see him, he came out of his break, and I think he thought that safety was a little closer than he really was. That's an easy play. Great touch, great location and timing on that pass. Phillips got to make that play. He's too good of a player to miss that.
Yep, he knows it. 1 of 3 on 3rd down for Houston. Blitz coming. Uncovered man. Walker tries to set up a screen. Oh, what a hit! How about St. Louis there? There's the other guy you talked about, McCoyle, in on the play.
McCoyle, we had a chance to sit down and visit with him yesterday. Hearing him talk about the guys he's emulated, guys like, I mean, he is just a really, really good, versatile player. Played safety in the NFL, played safety in college, and then Jay Hayes talked about, they said, hey, we think this guy can play linebacker in our system. Kind of a Mark Barron, kind of a Shaq Thompson, former teammate of mine, hybrid safety linebacker. He is a really, really good player.
The St. Louis defense makes a stand. Pearson-El gets to the edge and then some as Pearson-El across the 45, and now a couple of late penalty flags back behind the play. And so we'll see if this return is going to stay.
While we wait on the flags, Pearson-El as a freshman at Nebraska was an All-American kick returner. I mean, this guy is dynamic. He's being coached by one of the all-time most versatile slot receivers in Ozzie.
During the return, personal foul, return team, number 21 for an illegal blindside block. 15-yard penalty, 1st down, St. Louis.
And every returner always better when you get illegal blocks.
Yeah, Pearson-El's not going to be happy to have that one returned, but, I mean, this kid's dynamic. I think you're going to see the block come right here, and he's just going to hit him square in the back. Yep. Harold Jones-Quarter just hits him square in the back. That's one of those when they come to the sideline and they say, I didn't hit him in the back. And everybody watching it's like, dude, you hit him square between the back of his numbers. Sometimes they can't help themselves.
See Ta'amu's numbers. He's been perfect passing the ball. 6 of 6, 67 yards. He'll throw it here. Going far side of the field, and he's got a completion out to the 30. It's Washington who's got the catch.
One thing that stands out to me with Ta'amu, yes, he is a runner. Yes, he's a big physical guy, but he's incredibly efficient in the passing game. Part of it is because they don't really challenge the ball down the field much. It's a lot of simple pitch and catch, but he is a very accurate and efficient passer when they ask him to.
Was that RPO again, and they're going to run it, and it's Michael who's got the carry and the 1st down. So they mix in a little bit of everything, right? I mean, we talked earlier about the run-pass percentage for them. Well, so far they've had 8 run plays, and they've had 8 pass plays, so right down the middle. And Greg, it seems like a good balance. Some RPO, some just regular runs. They mix it up, don't they?
They're very multiple. This is an offense that we're used to seeing at the college level, and this is an offense that's really.
This one though is picked off. It's Cody Brown. He's got it with some room and blocks inside the 30. Brown cuts back, looking for the end zone. Cody Brown. No, he's just short, down at the 1. What a return from Cody Brown on the interception.
We just got to talking about how accurate Ta'amu is. I think here he gets pressure off the right edge, and I think he got hit as he threw the ball. Watch right here on the right side. Oh, the tight end came back and got beat on the edge. Great rush. Just gets his arm hit. Kalen Burnett has a great pressure off the edge, beats the tight end on the kind of the hide block. It's a brutal, brutal assignment for any tight end. Ta'amu doesn't usually make those mistakes, but anytime a quarterback gets his arm hit, that ball could go anywhere.
Yeah, so the interception for Ta'amu, his first one of the season. Brown with the pick and the 50-yard return, and it sets up Houston on the 1 going in. They go jumbo package, extra lineman in the game. And they will run it, and that is not going to get it done. Oh, yes, it will. Touchdown from the other side of the field is signal.
Ruling on the field, it's a touchdown.
So Butler finds the end zone 1 play after the interception.
Not sure if he got in here, KB. He tries to go up over the top. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that. He snuck it over at the very end. Yeah, because he was denied initially right there. I don't think he got there. And then somehow, the question is, was he not down? He might have been down at that point, Craig.
It's hard to tell if under the pile his knee was down or not, because he's clearly, the ball crosses the plane. My favorite part of that play, they have no tight ends. So they line up Holly and Phillips, their 2 receivers, and they played in a 3-point stance off the right tackle like tight ends, and they both stuck their face in there on the right side of the offensive line. You don't see that very often, but when you don't carry any tight ends, you gotta figure it out.
So we're trying to see who the injured Roughneck is. And I think it's Kelvin Palmer, who's the right tackle, who's being treated now on the field. And slowly trying to move him right side up. So concern for Palmer, the right tackle.
He's solid. He played tough in college. He'll be all right.
Kevin Palmer, 29 years old, played his college ball at Baylor. And let's see if we could get a look and see what maybe happened to him here. And you see he's getting up a little gingerly. Palmer 77, Greg.
See him right here. Typically what happens here is guys fall into your legs or roll up on your back. Yeah, oh yeah. The entire right side of the line, offensive and defensive, just came right down into his right knee. Oh, you gotta hope he's okay. Not being
Rolling on the field for a touchdown is confirmed. Houston is elected to go for 2 points. The ball be placed at the 5-yard line.
You just hate to see that. Sometimes those injuries are just, you can't prevent them. You got a lot of big bodies in a really small space, and once one guy goes down, it's kind of a chain reaction.
So Marquez Tucker will come in at right tackle. He's number 66 and replaced Palmer. They say the touchdown was upheld by Butler on the 1-yard run, but the interception by Cody Brown is what set that up. The interception and the 50-yard return down to the 1. And now the conversion. As the Roughnecks will try for 2. Walker looking for 2. No. Well, that's the signal that he crossed. So the ball came out, but the signal is that was enough by Lewis for the 2-point conversion. Let's see if he had it.
Great catch, ball away and low. That's sometimes the hardest catch. Is his knee down? It's hard to see. No.
I think that's a good call.
I think he's in.
Stretch, ball out, confirm. It's right here, right there. See it?
See, Greg, you were slightly quicker.
It's down when he's crossed.
I don't have the Xbox remote, though.
No, that's actually pretty good.
Confirm.
Thank you. The ruling of the field, if the try is good, has been confirmed.
Okay, so he did enough. The 2-point conversion is good. The 1-yard touchdown by Butler, but this is what set it up. Brown with the interception and the 50-yard return, and it's Houston in control, 15-6. All right, we are back in Houston, 15-6. You're not seeing things. Apparently, they looked at that 2-point conversion try again and determined that the knee was down, so they've taken that off the board. We'll see if we get a further explanation on that. It was very close. It certainly can make the argument his knee was down. But they decided to go back, looked at it, and take the 2 off the board. So it's 15-6. That's the updated score. 9:52 to go in this first half. It's Mumphrey from the 10. Gets stuffed out across the 25 to the 26. As when do we bring in head coach Jonathan Hayes now from St. Louis? And coach, obviously the interception, tough break, quarterback got his arm hit, but overall, what are your thoughts about how you guys are playing on offense here?
I'm sorry, guys, I didn't hear it.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to get your overall assessment of the offense so far. Tough break with the interception. Ta'amu got his arm hit, but what do you think about, what do you like about what you're doing on offense?
We still got to establish the run. We got to do a better job up front, knocking the defense back. We got to establish the run.
Hey, Coach, this is Greg Olson. Just real quick, I know you got a lot going on down there. Defensively, what are you seeing out of this June Jones offense for Houston? Maybe similar to what you guys have prepped for? Is there anything different that they're doing that has you guys a little on your heels? Or is it pretty much what you guys expected coming in?
Greg, I just think we got to execute better. It's nothing that we haven't seen them do. We just aren't executing up to our standard.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you, guys.
Appreciate Coach Hayes doing that. And, yeah, I mean, trying to get the run game going. You see, the balance has been there, but they're only averaging 2.3 yards per carry. That's not how it was last week.
Yeah, and that's not the formula of success for this BattleHawks defense offense. At the start of the broadcast, we talked that their run is what's going to then open up their pass game. And if you're getting 1-2 yards per rushing attempt, it's very hard to have that pass complement when you're not as efficient as they're used to being.
3rd down and 5. 4-man rush. Ta'amu throws far sideline on the money and on target, and it's Russell who has the catch for a 1st down.
This is a great ball. Ta'amu hits Russell. He is in stride. He puts this ball low and to the outside. Does he? Yep. What a great job knowing he's on the boundary. Russell goes down with 2 knees. That's an accurate timed ball. Really well executed to convert on 3rd down.
Coming back near side is Washington. Gets a good block and makes a move, diving towards midfield, and he should have a 1st down. He got a heck of a block from Mumphrey, his fellow wide receiver, and he took advantage to move the chain.
Yeah, and a lot of times you see this. These are designed runs that he's looking out there and saying, all right, I got a box count, or those receivers don't have enough defenders to account for him. And it's built into the run game that Ta'amu can pull the ball, throw it out to his receivers. That's an extension of the run game that's built into this offense that the BattleHawks are using. It's a very, very efficient system for Ta'amu to run.
Second set. Monday. 180.
Jones. And good power surge. He's got another 1st down from Matt Jones over that right side. So just as Coach Hayes was talking to us about executing, getting the run game going, here it is, and now they're trying to up the tempo.
Yeah, I think Chuck Long got the message. Overheard coming out of the break, him telling his staff, hey, let's get back, establish the run. Everything else will build off of that. This has been a great drive to answer following the turnover.
Oh, here's Ta'amu on the run. Not sure, was that a design play? Was he just faking that, or was the route not open there?
So a lot of the times, he has the ability to throw the ball out wide, and then if he likes the box count in the box, he can run it himself. You saw him score on a touchdown, very similar to that last week. A lot of those times, he has dual options to run or throw a quick pass out to the outside.
Ready to go?
Picked up 5. Here's Michael. Runner over that left side and works his way down to the 32. So it'll be a 3rd down and short now. And a good drive for the BattleHawks. 8th play of this drive coming up.
You got to imagine the BattleHawks view this as 4-down territory. I think they have the ability that if they want to run or pass on 3rd down, they know they still have an extra down on 4th to get it. If I'm them, I think they're going to run the ball.
Ready to go?
Yep.
They do. It's Michael. And he is not going to get there.
Right, but I think Chuck Long's saying, all right, we got 2 downs. We're a run-first team, 3rd and short. I'm going for it on 4th. He has the ability to run it on 3rd, knowing I still have a 4th down to get that.
Well, right now they've got another concern, Greg, because the starting left tackle, Jake Campos, is down, number 72, out of Iowa State. So the right tackle go down for Houston. Now it's Campos going down for St. Louis with a 4th and 2 looming.
And Andrew McDonald, who will go in. You saw him play a little bit of right tackle last week when he replaced Matt McCants. Now he's going to go in. He's kind of their swing guy. Spent a brief time in Carolina. Got to see him a little bit. He's a big, athletic guy. They feel very confident that they got 3 tackles who can play and play at a high level. You hope that Campos is okay, but again, the second lineman, as you mentioned, who's not really able to put much weight on his leg walking off the field.
And so there you see McDonald. Greg referenced him coming in, and this has been a nice drive, but now you're looking at a 4th down and 2. It'll be the 10th play of this drive coming up. And this is a team that, with all the teams going for it on 4th down in the league, this is the first time the BattleHawks are going on 4th down in 2 games. They're going to bring on a jumbo formation here. Michael Miller, the extra lineman.
Do they have a trick up their sleeve? Are they going to play it safe and just say, all right, we're a run-heavy team, we're going to hand the ball off? Or do they have some sort of play action, some sort of short yardage play? Looks like they're having some trouble getting the play call in. They're going to take a timeout.
Yep, they do. Obviously, you can't mess around here on 4th and 2, so their first timeout of the half comes with 5:28 to go. And they'll talk it over. While they do that, gives us a chance to tell you that more football is coming next weekend. On Saturday, these Houston Roughnecks head to Tampa Bay to take on the Vipers. It's a 2 Eastern game on ABC. And then on Fox, Dallas Renegades travel to Seattle to play the Dragons at 5 Eastern. Dallas got their first win today. Your former teammate Cameron Artis-Payne rushing for 99 yards, a couple touchdowns. Andrew Jones had a big day at quarterback. 444 yards for Dallas in that game. This, though, an important 2 yards. 4th and 2, St. Louis. Jones, the tailback. Damu gives it right to Jones, and he does not get it. Dietrich Nichols there first. He had help and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's why before they took their timeout, you got to think in those situations all week, you have some sort of short yardage package that you can, knowing you're a run-first team, but they just, this D-line, you see right here, there's no chance. McDonald just came in the game. He did not have a great first play. That's tough duty. Been standing on the sideline for a quarter and a half. And now the first 4th down of your season, you got to block a guy like Gabe Wright. If I'm Chuck Long, I'm doing a play action. I'm packing everybody in and trying to have a pass complement my run game in a situation like that.
So a good long drive, nets nothing, and Houston takes it over. Here's P.J. Walker with time, pumps, fires. It's caught. It's Holly into BattleHawks territory. And Walker comes on after a little time on the bench and delivers for a 20-yarder.
Well, I've made my career on this concept right here. You see Holly right here. It's called a 78 concept. The outside receiver is going to run off the corner, and you see Holly just run we call it a 7, but a corner route. That post corner type concept, I probably caught more of those than any ball in my career. That's a great scheme versus this single high zone.
Pump going deep, looking for his man. Flag flies, incomplete, but a penalty flag. Cam Phillips, the intended receiver. DeMontre Wade on the coverage, and now we sort the penalty.
Illegal contact, defense, number 35. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You see Cam Phillips here lined up on the outside. Last week, he scored a touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown on this exact same route. Just a stutter and go. The defender, he had no chance but to grab him. And I think if he doesn't get grabbed, if Wade doesn't grab him, you see P.J. Walker talking about getting the ball out. I still think if there's not illegal contact, that's a repeat of last week, and that's a touchdown off a stutter move.
That's a great call. So what you're saying, the penalty is actually not a bad thing because it would have been 6.
Absolutely. That's a touchdown.
We'll throw it again. Walker near side, and that was nearly picked off. Good break on the football by Darius Hillary. Here's June Jones on the play calls.
Spread right, stack left, 590 Texas. Spread right, stack left, 590 Texas. Trail him, Khalil. Get behind the 14.
So spread right, stack left. You can see the two receivers on this side are in a two-man bunch alignment. 590's the protection. Texas would be the route concept.
And he's hit. Walker gets away. Looking. Can't find anybody. Now he's going to run it. Walker electrifying. He's got a first down.
What else can you say about this kid? You can make an argument he's been the best kid, he's been the best player in the entire league through 2 weeks of the XFL season. He can do it through the air. He can do it on the ground. He's the MVP if the season ends after 2 weeks. He's incredible. Him and probably Cardell Jones, right? Cardell Jones has kind of gotten off to a great start out in D.C., but this kid is incredible.
That was one of the most fun 11-yard runs you're ever going to see. Here looking to throw it, going to set it up on the far side. It is caught by Lewis inside the 30. Let's go back to June Jones again. Hear what he's calling here.
On the stop for St. Louis, number 25 will go.
Let's go spread right, stack right, 590 Nebraska. X dig. Stack right, 590 Nebraska.
Hey, 590,
X dig.
So you heard the last time it was spread right, stack left. Now it's spread right, stack right. So the two receivers to the bottom of the screen are going to be on the right side. These two guys, that's your stack. 590, same protection.
Walker, he's got a completion. It's Phillips again. That connection really works. It is good for a first down.
You can just tell that Phillips and Walker have a great relationship. Again, a two-man route out of that stack, and Phillips just runs a simple curl route. Again, in front of this zone defense, they're trying to keep everything in front of them, especially after, you almost beat them deep on the double move. That's pitch and catch for a guy like Walker.
Yeah, no, Phillips had 4 catches last week. You said the 50-yard touchdown. He's got 4 catches, 28 yards this week. Here is a run. It's Butler with room, and he's got another first down. The Roughnecks are on the move again as we have come to the 2-minute warning from H-Town. P.J. Walker, what can he do? He can flex, we know that. Playing great again, and his team up 15-6. 59 to go in this first half. It's Houston up on St. Louis, 15-9. Quarterback comparison so far. Tom, who's been accurate, just not a ton of yards for those 9 completions, does have a touchdown, and then the interception set up a score for Houston. And Walker, 11 of 18, 105 yards, a touchdown. Just had that big run moments ago. 7th play of this drive for the Roughnecks.
You see this big gap here in the middle of the field in the end zone.
Walker sees it, floating it. Is he in? Touchdown! Phillips again.
He just breaks contain. You know, it's hard to know what the route really was because the second he hit his back step, he flushed out of the pocket to the right. And these receivers have such a good feel. It's the second time now he's connected with Phillips for a touchdown by just keeping the play alive with his feet, moving the pocket. The defenders can't help themselves. They're going to pursue him as a runner, and he's wide open in the back corner of the end zone.
It's pretty obvious Cam Phillips is P.J. Walker's favorite target. He's got 3 touchdowns the first game and a half of this XFL season. And this Houston offense is really good. And you can hear some faint MVP chants coming from the crowd already. Week 2, I love it.
Results of play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against the receiver. He took his helmet off. That penalty be assessed on the try.
Got ahead of himself a little bit there, KB.
Got a little excited. He's had a big half, couple touchdowns.
He's got to collect himself.
I'm always going to find you. Always.
How about this? P.J. Walker has as many touchdowns or more than multiple teams.
Try. The ball be placed at the 17-yard line after the enforcement of the penalty.
A 17-yard point after try.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
but you never know.
June Jones is not going to be thrilled at halftime with Cam Phillips. He's played great, but that's crazy. Can't do that.
Well,
it was exciting, though.
This team has had a tough time converting the points after touchdown, so who knows? Maybe moving back to the 17, they've got better luck. So B for 1 point. Over the middle, incomplete. Had to take it to the end zone anyway. Will Hill got his hands on it. Let's go back and see again another play made by Walker.
You see, anytime teams have two high safeties, right? You see him here, you see him here. The weakness is the back corners of the end zone. So you see Phillips lined up here on the bottom of the screen. The weakness is down the middle and the two back corners. So you see Phillips here just runs a post corner, and he just high-lows. The combination of Phillips, of Walker break and contain, you see the defender come up, and he just throws it right over his head. That's the weakness of that zone defense when you play two high safeties, and the combination of Walker and Phillips, they've just proven to be a little too much for this BattleHawks defense.
Giving Phillips going up to get it, and a good job to come down with both feet inbounds. You only need one in the XFL, but he got both just for good measure. And these Roughnecks and this run and shoot with June Jones are something else. And kick is bobbled there by Mumphrey. He's going to pick it up. Gets back out across the 20. So we are under 2 minutes to go in the half, right? And that means for you new XFL viewers, the comeback period. That's what we call it. And what it means is you can do anything you want because the clock stops in the field of play, essentially. Once the ball is spotted, the play doesn't get going until 5 seconds run off the play clock. So you can do anything you want. You don't have to go to the sidelines if you don't want. And St. Louis also has one timeout in their back pocket, so plenty of time. That's the bottom line. Four-man rush to Amu. There's a completion. That's not going to get anything. Maybe two. As Pearson L on the catch.
Where this rule really benefits a lot of teams, especially teams like St. Louis who wants to run the ball, it allows you to have the option to both run and pass because, like you said, the clock is going to stop on every down 5 seconds until 5 seconds after the ball is put down. It allows them to have their entire playbook at their disposal.
As you said, they'll run it right here in another short game. There'll be a third down coming up as Gates was in on the play.
Interesting to see here what philosophy both teams use. Is St. Louis going to try to run as much of this clock out and get into halftime and adjust? And on the flip side, is Houston going to play aggressive and say, all right, I got the best quarterback in the league right now. Let's get him the ball back for one more drive.
Ta'amu in trouble, spins away, going backwards, and he just throws it away. And now, to your point, Houston's got plenty of time left.
Yeah, that's a dream scenario for the Roughnecks to get Walker back on the field with a little over a minute, especially that, and that's a lifetime in these new rules, as you just mentioned, to get him another drive with decent starting field position to give them another chance to score while you're already up 15. That's a great defensive stop here by this Roughnecks defense.
You think about the Roughnecks, right? They had the interception return, 50 yards, they had to stop on 4th down and 2. Here, a 3 and out, and King really needs a good punt, and this is not a good punt. But a mistake to let it bounce by Mobley. Goes backward to get it, and now he's going to be dropped at the 20 with 53 seconds to go in this first half. And we remind you, before next weekend's XFL action kicks off, download the Fox Sports Super 6 app and play the XFL game for free for a chance to win up to $10,000. 53 seconds left. One timeout for Houston as well. And again, remember with those comeback rules, you can go in the middle of the field. Let's see what P.J. Walker has in store here.
So they're playing a single high safety now. Now they go to split safeties.
So Walker goes underneath to Holly, who makes a move and tries to get out of bounds. And he will. Short of the first down. He's going to pick up 9. Let's listen in on the play call.
61 mesh switch corner. 61 mesh switch corner. Work that corner exactly that way. Get out of bounds.
We got 61, on 21.
So you hear June Jones telling him, work that corner. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of high-low concept on the left side of the screen. Potentially, maybe a one-on-one down here. An outbreaking route to try to get out of bounds.
And Walker somehow gets out of McCoyle's grasp. Pumping, looking, almost steps out of bounds, and now throws it incomplete. And I don't know how he got out of that. Dexter McCoyle came on the blitz untouched.
Yeah, you see McCoyle here. We talked about him, a safety. I mean, look at him come off the edge. He was a former safety in college, former safety. He told us yesterday he actually played against me when he was with the Chargers. He is a great athlete. He's big, 230 pounds, an athlete, but it just shows how special Walker is, that considering how good of an athlete McCoyle is, he still didn't have enough to bring him down.
Say go.
3rd and 2. Just going to run it here, and they are not going to get it. Shaq Jones came in with a massive hit, so a 4th down and 1.
That's surprising. Knowing June Jones, kind of feeling that the game's in his grasp, he can kind of
charge timeout.
Really put the throttle down. He's now going to give St. Louis another offensive possession when he had a chance. The way this offense is built to attack the ball down the field, I'm a little surprised, KB, to see him run the ball on 3rd and short in a 2-minute style drive, knowing he's still got 70 yards to go, and now he's got a punt.
Yeah, don't disagree with you at all. And you think about it, obviously any point is big, but with the conversion rules in this league, remember, you could go for 1, 2, or 3. So, right now it's a 15-point game. You can cut into that. We had our first 3-point conversion in the league earlier today. Long way to go. And even with 34 seconds with the clock stopping, you do have time here if you're St. Louis.
But can this St. Louis offense show a little life here at the end of the half? They've been held to 6 points. They've kind of stalled these last few drives, missed the 4th down conversion earlier in the quarter. They got to come to life here a little bit and unleash Ta'amu and let him lead this offense the way he's accustomed to. Because right now they're very, very basic and they're struggling a little bit.
Pearsonell, nowhere to go. Penalty flag as well. That's going to move him back even more. Looked like block in the back on LaTroy Lewis, I think. That was right in front of the play.
These guys can't help themselves. I just said it before. I saw it in live action. He just put his shoulder dead into his back. I don't get it. There's nothing more demoralizing than as an offensive player running out for a possession, seeing that flag, and you end up just going to line up in the end zone.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 58. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
You see him here. You see him here. He's got Lewis lined up. They teach guys he should just throw that right arm across and just shield him. But instead, he just drills him right in the 5. And now instead of your team having the ball outside the 20, 25-yard line, you're backed up due to the penalty. And you make this, you see, they're going to just take a knee, it looks like.
12.
Yeah, they're going to go into the half here content.
12.
They didn't practice their victory formation, apparently.
Sunday. Go.
Well, they have some kinks to work out on offense. It's been a little rocky for them. I give credit to this Houston defense, right? They've made some big plays in this first half. And it's funny here because of the stoppage. You got to wait. Everybody's running off the field. They're like, wait a second.
They got to take another snap because, like you said, the game clock stops and the play clock is not as long as we're accustomed to. So with only 20 or so seconds left, they still got to take 2 snaps.
There it is. So that'll do it for this first half here from Houston, where it's 21-6.
St. Louis BattleHawks 6.
Down the sidelines we go with Jenny Taft.
All right, Jordan, well, for you guys, you had the touchdown in the first drive of the game, but since then, the interception, you go for it on 4th, you come up short. How do you get this offense back on track?
Just continue to trust each other. We play as a team, so we're going to go in there and make some corrections and come back out, and still plenty of game left, so we're going to go out and try and score again.
A lot of game. Thank you for your time.
Jenny, thank you, and Jordan for taking that moment to answer the question. There is a lot of time left, but they do have to fix some things, find a way to get things going against this roughneck defense. Good first half, 21-6, Houston in front. Remember, halftime only 10 minutes in the XFL, so don't go anywhere. Back after this.
It's about that time. Houston time.
Jones inside the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, St. Louis. Still looking, dancing, firing. It's caught for the touchdown. A bullet to Cam Phillips. And a good job to come down with both feet inbounds. You only need one in the XFL, but he got both just for good measure. That is your progressive game flow of the first half, and we get set for half number 2 here from Houston, where the Roughnecks are in front in this game, 21-6. Some of the stats similar. And, you know, it's interesting, Greg Olson, because on the first drive of the game, St. Louis goes right down the field. That was a touchdown for Matt Jones. You saw in the highlight package. Since they have not done much. They had the one drive. They were stopped on 4th and 2. So I'm curious what you are seeing and how maybe they can try and get some mojo going on offense.
Yeah, and like you said, other than that first drive, they've really struggled to get anything going. And what concerns me the most, if I'm Jonathan Hayes and this St. Louis team, offensively, they're not really made to come from behind, right? You're trailing a high-powered Houston offense at half by 15. You know you've struggled stopping them. Do you have enough juice on offense to get enough points to keep up? Because if this thing gets to a shootout, I just don't think St. Louis is built to kind of go toe-to-toe with this Houston offense.
Yeah, meanwhile, P.J. Walker has been just sensational now for the second week in a row. Maybe not as gaudy as the numbers last week when he had 4 touchdowns, but he's making plays like this look just easy.
Yeah, and remember, this St. Louis defense only gave up 3 field goals. They didn't even give up a touchdown last week against Dallas. But we talked about it at the top of the show. A little different now playing P.J. Walker than playing the backup quarterback last week in Dallas, and he's put on a show in the first half.
He has, of course. Defense playing well, too, but P.J. Walker, the story. Why don't we check in? He's now with Jenny Taft on the sideline. Jenny.
Well, PJ, what a half for you. It really was all you guys in that first one. You find Cam Phillips twice there. I want to know what it's been like playing with him and why the connection is working so well.
Oh, he's just so smart. You know, he knows football really well. And every time I get an opportunity to throw him the ball, I'm going to make a play for him.
I love the connection, the history between you and June Jones, having faced each other in college.
Yeah.
Why does his offense work so well for you?
Just because, you know, it's an opportunity to throw the ball almost every play. And just to get out there and get the ball in my receiver hands and let them make plays for me.
Good luck this half.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jenny, thanks so much. And you can hear it. There's some MVP chants going on behind Jenny's interview. I love it. As the hometown fans get it into their guy, P.J. Walker, out of Temple University with the Indianapolis Colts. He was, you know, on and off their practice squad for a few years. And how about that story about Andrew Luck making, you know, a note to, hey, this guy you want on your team. I thought that was really cool.
To hear Oliver Luck, Andrew's father, talk about that, what that call meant, influencing him to a degree to put him here on their hometown Houston team. To hear Andrew Luck call and say, hey, this guy who's just kind of joined our team, practice squad, kind of fighting to make the roster, he thought so highly of P.J. Walker that he called his dad, commissioner of the XFL, and said, you guys got to take a shot on this kid. He just needs a chance.
Yeah, I think Andrew was right. Game and a half in as Mumphrey on the return. And now we'll see if this BattleHawks offense and Ta'amu can get things going. And really, he's been fine. It's just the run game, which was a staple for them last week, averaging only 2.2 yards per carry.
And I think the answer to kind of offset this speed and the power up front, last week watching them play, they had a lot of jet sweep motions, guys coming in motion before the snap. Their run game was better when they were able to spread them out and do that. I'd be interested to see if in the second half they get going.
Here they give it to Jones. And Matt Jones has 3 on first down. Jones had the biggest rush game in the league last week. I heard Jenny mention that earlier in the broadcast. He had 85 yards. He's had to work for every yard today. 11 carries, 28 yards. It's only 2.5 per carry. Give credit to Houston there.
Ready? Alpha, ready, go.
Here's Leonard Tillery, who gets a chance out of carry. And not much against his Houston front.
Yeah, I just think that at some point they're going to have to open up a little bit. I know Coach Hayes, Jonathan Hayes, and Chuck Long, they want to stay committed to the run, and I understand you have to be true to your identity. But again, you're down 15 to arguably the most explosive player and offense in the entire league. You got to find a way to get this first down and start opening up your offense.
On third down, it's a conversion. Ta'amu with a beautiful throw to Washington, and boy, do they need that.
There you go. That's kind of what we were talking about, just more of a traditional pass game. You see Washington, he's off the side of the screen. He just runs a basic kind of curl post. Ta'amu does a great job getting the ball out of his hand. Good timing third down conversion.
Gets it out quick here to Pearson L. Just trying to go a little quicker. Well, you talked about getting some motion with those jet sweeps, things like that. Look, it's already a 25-second play clock, so it's already a lot faster, but it looks like they're trying to up the tempo here, too. On second down, they will run it to Jones. It'll be a third, and we'll call it 2. Let's hear Chuck Law on the calls.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. 11. Let's go double left. Iowa even book VIP. Double left. Iowa even book VIP.
So double left is the formation. You see Marcus Lucas be the left tight end. You know, without knowing their scheme, it's hard.
Here's a run and a first down, as you were going to say.
So they're even book. I wasn't sure. That's a terminology that I'm used to in our kind of zone read stuff.
Viper.
Anytime you hear teams use book, it's kind of a code word for read. So that was an even, so a right side run, and Ta'amu had the ability to pull that if he thought he could get around the left side. So we can keep an eye out for that book term. Tells us it's going to be a zone read concept.
Ta'amu pressure, sees it, big opening to run. He's got a first down. He does slide, as he told us he's trying to do more. Pressure came, he escaped out of there and using those legs to move the chains for 11.
Yeah, this is a pass all the way, but again, they're in man. There's nobody in the middle of the field. They're all backs are turned, chasing their defenders. You see the running back took the linebacker out of the middle of the field. Ta'amu does a great job recognizing the rush lanes are open, taking it and getting the first down.
So a good opening drive here. They get it outside, and a short gain. Mumphrey on the catch. More play calls.
11. Let's go. Dual right near. 501 hitch stick. Dual right near. 501 hitch stick.
So dual right near tells the running back that he's in the formation empty. That's how they build that formation.
Agadosi has his first catch. Let's continue to listen in here on this drive.
11, trips right, 601, spot trail. Trips right, 601, spot trail.
So thus far, every time they've used a 3-digit 601, in this case, it's been a pass. So, you know, again, it's really interesting. They see the insight and the communication and start building. Yep, here you go, another pass.
Third down needed, got it. Conversion for a first down. And still going. It's Pearson L working his way to the end zone. Is he in? Waiting for a signal. No, so he stepped out at the 1. But on third down, the conversion.
We touched on the punt return that got called back. We touched on Pearson L, the All-American freshman at Nebraska when he was All-American punt returner, kick returner. He steps out. He's probably their most explosive player on offense. What a great run after catch, big conversion, and he almost took it the distance.
They changed quarterbacks. Fitzgerald in at quarterback now on the RPO. They're going to hand it off, and Michael is going to get stuffed.
I don't quite understand. You have a quarterback like Ta'amu who is a runner by nature. I don't really understand taking him out to run your quarterback design, whether it's read stuff. You see Ta'amu going back out on the field now. I would love to know more of what they think they get out of Fitzgerald than they would get at their more, their conventional quarterback who plays the rest of the game.
That's the second time they've done that today. They did it once or twice last week as well. Second and goal. Ta'amu surging ahead, and he's met at the goal line and denied. Wow. Wow, Drew Lewis was there, so was Beniquez Brown, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
You see here, this is the exact same play they ran before when we talked about Book. They got the end. Ely crashes down and takes the running back. He's going to pull it, but Brown does a great job filling the D gap there, the outside contained player, and he's stuck to Amu. We talked about when we met him yesterday. He's a big, strong, thick guy, but he stopped him dead in his tracks. Great play there by Brown.
Tamu rolling, throwing, completing, touchdown! Pearson L had enough juice to get it in the end zone, and a great opening drive for St. Louis in the 3rd.
I think they got something in this Pearson L guy. Hey, let's talk. Who's coaching him? Sahir Akeem. Anyone who's familiar with that St. Louis Rams greatest show on turf, Kurt Warner, Isaac
St. Louis
Bruce,
is elected
Torrey
to go
Holt.
for a 2-point. The ball be placed at the 5-yard line.
Akeem was the slot dynamic kick returner, punt returner. He's coaching this group, and I bet he sees a lot of himself in Pearson L, not only on special teams, but with what they're able to do with him moving around on offense.
St. Louis will go for 2, try and make it a 7-point game.
Alpha! Ready, go!
It's Pearson L in motion. Tamu looking his way, not there. Now he's in trouble, and he goes down. And the play is over. Boy, every team in the league is just struggling on these point-after conversions so far. But St. Louis with a much-needed touchdown drive, 13 plays, 72 yards. Pearson L doing some work. We got a game in Houston. DeMornay, Pearson L, the man to deliver, and of course, who always delivers for us is Jenny Taft, who has caught up with Pearson L. Jenny, go get it.
Kevin, thanks. DeMornay, I know that touchdown meant a little bit more for you. You just gave the ball to your sister. Take me through why.
My grandmother passed away last week. My grandfather asked to give me to get a touchdown for her last week. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So, I mean, he asked me again today to get one. So, I mean, that was for my grandmother and my grandfather. So, yeah, that home's going back to Virginia this week.
So happy for you. I know it means a lot to your family, but just take me through this offense in terms of getting out here second half and getting that quick score. What was addressed at the break?
That we just got to do what we do best. Go out there, play fast, play hard, and the plays continue to come and make happen. So, I mean, we in it. We just got to just put drives together, and, I mean, that's what Coach said. So, I mean, one down, we got a couple more to go, and hopefully come out with this dub.
Grandma Louise watching proud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jenny, thanks. Boy, that's some story, some emotions there. Obviously for Pearson L with the passing of his grandmother, but very touching moments. And as he said, BattleHawks back in it. That's really the theory here.
To build off Jenny's interview, I mean, to see the human side of these guys and have such unique insight in real time during the game, I mean, what a unique experience it is for these players, the viewers at home. Getting to know these guys' stories and backgrounds has been the highlight of the season so far.
Agree. 2nd and 1. Walker pressured, hit as he throws, delivers it in the flat to Butler, but a great tackle out there in space by Terrence Garvin. The former Washington Redskin, also at time with the Steelers and the Seahawks. That was a terrific tackle on Butler. And a 3rd down and short is coming up. He's going to lose 3 on that play.
And if he doesn't make that tackle on Butler, he's going a long way there. He was the only guy out in the flat to make that tackle. Those are tough, tough plays to tackle a running back in space with no leveraged help by any other defender.
Roughnecks are only 1 of 5 on 3rd down. St. Louis rushing 4. Pressure, Walker evades, jukes, spins, still on his feet, not anymore. The BattleHawks delivering with a defensive stand as Jameel President, who actually played a few games for the Texans a couple years ago, finally wrapped up Walker.
I mean, this is not an easy feat. You see Dexter McCoyle make some cutback. What an unbelievable job by the big guy coming inside out. Again, you got to get a lot of hats to the ball trying to take down a guy like Walker in the open space. Great stop by this BattleHawks. Your offense comes out of the half, big touchdown to close it to 1 score, and you get a quick 3 and out now to put your offense back on the field.
St. Louis has to use a timeout there.
St. Louis, they're first.
But you only get 2 per half, so they've got 1 remaining for the rest of this game. That's tough considering it was a punting situation.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that locker room with Jonathan Hayes and the St. Louis team. You can see whatever he said, whatever the message, whatever when they reset their plan coming out of the half, their offense takes it right down the field, scores a touchdown. And other than the opening drive of the game, that was their next, their only touchdown since then. And the defense responds, quick 3-and-out. Good coaching can overcome tough circumstances, and you can tell Hayes has his guys now in a better position, getting the ball back, only down 9, which is still a one-possession game. And just a great job by this BattleHawks team, kind of bouncing back here to start the second half.
And after that big drive defense with a 3-and-out, took about 8 guys to tackle P.J. Walker, but they did it. And now the punt. Pearson-L just had the touchdown. Makes a man miss, sprinting up the middle, and a good return by Pearson-L out to the 41-yard line, where Jordan Ta'amu, he's been on point today, 16 of 18. 147 yards, couple touchdowns, had that one interception which hurt him a little bit. And now Ta'amu, talking about him, and again they're going to go and bring Nick Fitzgerald out at quarterback. He's played on 2 snaps. He's run the RPO twice, and he's given it off on a handoff twice. So not sure if that's going to change, but we'll see. Same type of thing. He'll keep it this time up the middle. And a good run on first down. And he's got nearly 7 yards. That's just one play. Ta'amu's back in there.
I guess they just feel like Fitzgerald just gives them an extra dimension in there. Maybe just feel he has a nice package of plays, give Jordan a break. I just think it's interesting. Those are plays that Jordan obviously could run, but they must feel better with Fitzgerald in there.
Jones going to be a yard short of a first down. It'll bring him a 3rd and 1. Injured player. It is Matt Jones. He had a bum knee this week, and there were some questions whether or not he would get to play tonight. Obviously, he's played all night long. He's had a tough going. 14 carries, 37 yards. And hopefully he's okay.
Typically when a guy runs off like that, he just maybe got a little scare, maybe re-aggravated that injury you mentioned. There's not many trainers or doctors even around him. He should be okay.
Lost in this game a little bit, Greg, because remember, they got stopped on 4th and 2 after a big drive earlier. The interception, things like that. This BattleHawks team is 7 of 11 on 3rd down against this very good Houston defense. It's 64%. This a 3rd down and 1 now. On the RPO, they will run it and get it. Pick it up by leaps and bounds with Christian Michael inside the 45 to the 43. And this offense for St. Louis is picking up some steam.
And you mentioned their ability to run the ball here because of the 3rd and short. You mentioned their high percentage, production on 3rd down. It's because they're in 3rd and very, very manageable. A run-first team does not want to be in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, where they have to throw the ball. Being in 3rd and 1 gives them some options. They did a great job there, popping that run on 3rd down.
That's Ted Cottrell, longtime defensive coordinator in the NFL. Was in the AAF last year. 72 years old, still calling the defense. Love it. Ta'amu, 2nd and long. Over the middle, it's high and incomplete. Washington, the intended receiver. And now that's the situation you were just talking about that you don't want to be in. A 3rd down and 12.
Exactly. So a big part of this Chuck Long offense is what they call staying on schedule. So 1st down, we want to get half. 2nd down, we want to get half of the remaining. That's the recipe for this offense to function. Being in 3rd and 12, being in 3rd and 8 or longer is tough for them to convert at that high percentage like you mentioned.
They run a stunt, and they get some pressure, and they swing it to Michael, who's got a block. Michael looking for the 1st down, and he has got it. I think
he might have gone out of bounds.
And now they do spot it a little bit short. Gosh, he looked like he had it by a mile, Greg. What happened at the end of that play?
I think he took for granted that he had enough space. What a great call by Long. We saw Houston do it earlier in the game when everyone's deep playing the pass and they threw a screen. I don't know why he didn't just get that first down before he stepped out of bounds.
It looked like he could have had 5 more yards, but it does make it a 4th down and 1, and they're going to go for it after that 11-yard gain.
Remember, last time they went, they got stuffed. They ran the ball.
Doing it again. This time they convert, so Michael makes up for it. Ooh. That was so bizarre, but it ended up working out for St. Louis.
He is the most thankful guy in this stadium right now that he got that first down. Because if he got stuffed again, there would have been a lot of sideways glances on the sideline saying, dude, what are you doing? We're fighting for our lives, and you're running out of bounds a yard short. But he made up for it. Nice 4th down conversion.
Ta'amu over the middle, and he's got a catch. Pearsonell is a man who has it. The man who calls the plays is Chuck Long. And we've got an injury. That's why there's a delay. Cody Brown, the safety. And now Brown is up. He'll have to come out, at least for a play. Hopefully he's okay.
Brown's their tone setter. He's kind of one of those smaller body safety guys who plays most of his day in the slot, in the linebacker box. Not the biggest guy on the defense, but God, he will come up and smack you. He had 2 huge hits last week in their game against LA. They got to hope he's okay and he finds himself back in the game soon.
2nd down. Ta'amu fires. He's got a completion to the tight end. It's good for 1st down to Wes Saxon. Going to be right around the 1st down. They might call it a 3rd and short. And they will.
Indy 2. It's all right, Coach. It's all right.
It is a 3rd and less than a 1. Ta'amu with room to run. He's got an easy 1st down. And he slides down at the 16-yard line.
That's really the first time all game that Ta'amu has pulled the ball. We've seen so much. He's reading 51 Robinson. If Robinson plays down the line, his read is to pull the ball. Great change up there. Most of the game, he'd been handing the ball off. He picked a great time to pull it and pick up that 1st down conversion.
11th play of this drive for St. Louis. And we get no play here as the whistle blows.
First charge timeout. Houston.
So
timeout.
Roughnecks take a timeout. We take a timeout. Good one here. 9-point lead for Houston in the 3rd. Back here in Houston, XFL Week 2, and want to remind you, the Daytona 500 unfortunately postponed to the conclusion until tomorrow. So that'll be 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific on Fox. Always tough when Mother Nature doesn't let you finish the race, but we'll do that tomorrow on Fox. Here we've got a good one in week number 2. Houston has been in control most of the night, but St. Louis's offense has come alive in the 3rd. They've had the ball for over 10 minutes so far in this drive. It's Michael, or in this quarter, reversing fields. Michael, a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah, anytime you start one way against players like this and you reverse your field, very, very rarely does that end up being a positive play. Doing a quick O-line substitution. I couldn't tell if the guy lost his shoe or if he got hurt. Free play.
Yep, 2nd down, no play.
You can see they're all telling the ref, we wanted the free play. Their center snapped it when they crossed the line of scrimmage. They're wondering why they blew that play dead.
Offside. Defense, number 93 with contact. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So the refs, they determined that there was contact when he crossed the line of scrimmage, so they'll always call that play dead, or if he's unabated to the quarterback. But so that explains why they decided to call the offsides as opposed to giving got the BattleHawks a free play.
Second down, coming near side. Michael spinning, working hard, still going. Good run, Kristen Michael. It's a 1st and goal, St. Louis.
That was a big-time run. His front side was kind of blocked off. He had nothing. He stuck his foot in the ground, breaking tackles, putting his hand down, staying alive. That's a big-time run to now give yourself 1st and goal.
Ta'amu on the keeper, makes a move, lunging towards the end zone. Touchdown!
We just talked about it. We just talked about it, KB. As this game goes on, his ability to pull this ball. All game he had been handed it. 51 again, Robinson. This time he's flat-footed, takes the back, and Ta'amu just thinks he's a better athlete than him. He's stronger. He does a great job extending the ball across the goal line.
1-point try.
Second time this drive, one for the 3rd down conversion. And the other time there, 2 big-time keeps by Ta'amu to put his team here with the ability to put it within 1 score.
Matt Jones back in the game. Remember, he looked like he was hurt, and he is not going to get in. So we've had 5 touchdowns in this game, and there hasn't been a single converted try after yet.
I think the entire league needs to go back to the drawing board here on the point-after tries. I don't think people have a great feel for the distances, the 2, the 5, what the percentages say. I think everyone needs to just sit down and really come up with a game plan and stick to it. We're always going to go for 2. We're always going to go for 1, barring obviously at the end of the game. I just think everyone right now is kind of guessing, and they don't have a great scheme for the point-after try conversions.
Well, the thing I thought interesting there is you had the opportunity to go for 3. They tried not to do it. Bottom line, back in this game, you see Jordan Ta'amu is with Arjeni Taft.
All right, Jordan, it felt like for you guys, you came alive in the 3rd there. I saw the moment there between you and Coach Hayes. What was addressed?
He was just telling me continue to play and be smart with the ball and give our receivers a chance. And I think that last play I could have thrown it, but I like the box, so I just gave it to Mac and let him do his thing.
We're seeing your versatility. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
19 of 22 so far. Jenny, thanks. As the kickoff. And it's Harris working his way near the 30. But Greg, the decision. And I'll make sure Jenny's okay down there.
I think Jenny
was perilously close. Jenny, you good?
I'm okay. But Andrew my sideline producer, is not going to like this attention. I think he just blocked me and saved my life. So, Andrew, thank you. Giants, back to the game.
Wow. Well, this is the most important replay of the game. What do we have here? Andrew, back to the play.
Come on, Andrew. That's day 1 install. You never turn. Thank God you did. Jenny would have taken that in the teeth, but thank God you did. Taking one for the team, buddy. Never turn your back to the game. That's day 1 install, bud.
So good news as Phillips has the catch for a 15-yard gain and a 1st down. Good news. Jenny okay, Andrew back surgery Monday. Poor Wolfie. You know, he's trying to do it all down there. Sidelines are a dangerous place. Isn't that why you're here doing the XFL? Get a little break?
Get a lot of break. Get a lot of break.
You're still playing hurt today, though.
I am. If everyone can tell by my voice, this is my flu game here.
Here's Lewis on the catch. Gets into BattleHawks territory. So for the Roughnecks, just happy to have the ball in this 3rd quarter. It's been completely dominated, not only score-wise, but time of possession by St. Louis as we're under a minute in this 3rd.
And Chuck Long made a point of that. He said that was a conscious effort to establish time of possession. And then on the other side of the field, Chuck Long doesn't even consider it. He doesn't look at time of possession. There's a very back-and-forth philosophy that a lot of different teams have concerning the importance of time of possession.
Lewis bobbled incomplete. Actually tried to catch it behind his back as the BattleHawks came with a blitz that time. And now 3rd down and short.
To build on your thought before we had to go check in on Jenny.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting move. I agree that being down 3 and the ability to potentially tie the game up, that Jonathan Hayes decided to just go for 1 and try to cut this to a 2-point game. Considering there really, there's not a ton of field goals, not a ton of kicking. It's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, it's almost like why not, but long way to go. Pressure, Walker in trouble, and down he gets up still. Did he not go down? He throws on the run. He's got a completion. There never was a whistle. Maybe he was on top of the defender and never went down. Phillips made the play. Insanity in Houston. What in the world?
Rolling on the field was a completed catch.
Like, first down. He sure looked down. Let's take a look. Right there.
Yeah, he's down. Oh, he's definitely down.
Oh, my goodness.
He's way down.
That's what I thought.
He's way down. He's a great actor, though.
Huh?
Great actor.
43-yard line.
Hey, what's the ruling?
Yeah, what's the ruling?
The ruling on the field was a completed catch.
Okay.
He hit his head.
Stop the... His left elbow was down. Contact. Stop the game, stop the game, stop the game if you want to stop the game.
The previous play is under further review as to whether or not the player was down by contact.
Okay.
Gibby, I think his elbow was down, his shoulder was down.
So right now, this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at whether or not he was down by contact. He was down by contact. Clearly, his elbow hits the ground at the 43-yard line with a ball at the 43. So we're going to bring this back.
Cut.
And put it at the 43-yard line, okay? And then we are going to go, it's going to be fourth down.
I think the
Can you go back to the, and then we're going to hit the clock, hold on.
The play should have ended, the quarter should have ended.
Well, you guys did it to me again. It was with, yeah, well, it was a running clock. It should have been running clock. It was at 2 seconds when his elbow went down. So you're going to run it down to the quarter.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds at the end of the quarter. So this should be the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
So just give me down a distance going the other way.
Hold on. What the hell just happened? See, it's skipping again on me. Okay, we're good. We're 43. We're going to the 45, right? So it's going to be 4th and 12.
I think the only question is what body part wasn't down. I mean, so as you can see, Robert Lewis, they're just he's trying to just sort out the actual time and make sure the end of the quarter is officiated properly. So that's really what's happening.
After further review, the runner's left elbow was down.
Yeah, that's the right call.
With contact, therefore, it'll be 4th down and 12 at the 43-yard line.
And so they will say the third quarter is over. I thought they might put the 2 seconds back. They say it's over. I don't know what just happened, but I think the third quarter ended. I'm not 100% sure. I know this. We got a heck of a game. 21-18. Houston in front of St. Louis after 3. Fourth quarter time on FS1 from Houston. It's the Roughnecks 21, BattleHawks 18, and St. Louis really came to life in that third quarter. Look at the time of possession because of the domination in the third quarter. And brought to you by Fox Bet. How about we're closing in here on the over if you took it, 46.5 the number. Meanwhile, the St. Louis defense has done the job now, forcing 3 straight Houston punts, and this one bouncing perilously close to the end zone, which would put it on the 35, but instead it's down at the 1. A game of inches. Let's go back to the big sack on 3rd down. What'd you see, Greg?
I love the way that Jay Hayes uses 55 Andrew Ankra. You see him here, he's just lined up off the side, 3 down. They can move him around anywhere. He's unblocked off the edge. They do a great job playing D-end, outside linebacker. He's kind of a stand-up joker rusher. And on 3rd down there, he comes up with a huge sack. And a lot of that sack is the scheme Jay Hayes uses and the personnel he has with Ankra and those kind of very versatile end/linebacker type guys that he has on defense.
Backed up near their own end zone to Amu, looking to get some space, and penalties. This play will not count. Fans going nuts, but the whistle blew, and this play does not count. And some tempers flaring here.
Johnny Maxey drops him in the end zone. Flag is down.
Prior to the snap, false start Offense, number 73. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's on Matt McCants, the right tackle, and honestly, you can't go back much further. Only lost a yard.
Typically what teams do when they're backed up is they use a hard count for the exact reason you just said. If the defense jumps, we get 5. If we, by a chance, jump, we go back 6 inches. It's not uncommon for teams.
Please reset the game clock to 14:48.
And there, McCants was a victim to their own scheme. They got to get this ball out of here. They got to be careful. This D-line can get penetration. This has safety written all over it.
And Ta'amu just trying to move, and they may have moved again.
He jumped again. I think it's the same guy. I couldn't tell if it was McCants or if it was the tight end.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, left guard. Penalties half the distance to the goal. First down.
And I think you got to give some credit to these Roughnecks fans. It's getting loud down in that end zone. Everyone's on their feet. The players are egging it on. This is fun right here. In a 3-point ball game in the 4th quarter.
That ball cannot get any closer to that goal line. You see here now they went gun. It wouldn't shock me to see him pass the ball. Yep.
It will come in near side in Washington. A short game, but at the very least you have a little bit of breathing room on 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't think Chuck Long liked, even though those first 2 plays were called dead, I think he kind of saw his offensive line get pushed back, a little antsy with the snap count. He said, forget that. We're going gun. We're going to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, and we're just going to try to get some breathing room so we can operate and not have the potential for a safety. That's a good call there by Chuck Long.
Michael getting some positive yardage, going to work it out to about the 8-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, third and 5. We talked a few possessions back, KB. You know, I know they converted that one 3rd and 12 off the screen. That, well, they should have converted. He stepped out of bounds. Not, without the ability to run the ball.
Ta'amu, blitz coming. He's in trouble. Shakes, throws. What a catch by Pearson L. Oh, my goodness. And a 1st down. How in the world, running full speed, did he catch it behind him like that?
For as impressive as Walker's been, especially in this third and 4th quarter, Ta'amu has been as impressive. He has been unbelievable when his teams needed him the most. They're just buying some time. And really, Pearson L has become his go-to guy. Obviously caught the touchdown earlier, had the big run after catch on the 3rd down conversion in the 3rd quarter. They got a little something going here between those two. Ta'amu's playing fantastic in this 2nd half.
Pearson L's got 8 catches now and a touchdown. And they will run it. And powering his way forward is Jones. He's got 4 yards. You know what, Ta'amu is just so interesting, right? We shared time with him yesterday. He wanted to play at the University of Hawaii his whole life, and his reasoning was so his parents could go to the games.
It's hard to believe that at the time, Norm Chow, who was the head coach at Hawaii when he was growing up as a high school player, didn't want him, didn't see him as a kid that fit well in their system, ended up having to go the JUCO route, New Mexico Military Institute. Got his chance when Shea Patterson ended up transferring at Ole Miss, and he really took his opportunity and ran with it. Those are the stories that this league is built on. And
how about Hawaii calling back after his JUCO run and saying, hey, we want you? He said, you missed your chance.
How awesome is that? He stuck to his guns.
He did.
He said, I'm going to Ole Miss.
3rd and 1. They'll run it. Jones. Too close. The spot is going to be everything.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I think he's got the 1st down, and he does. Let's hear more on Jordan Ta'amu. Let's go down to Jenny.
Well, I think, Kevin, we were also impressed sitting down with him and remembering he's only 22 years old. You guys have mentioned his past, but I loved when he shared with us about his goals and having a goal sheet that he writes out in his room. And that started from a young age. It was get a scholarship, get to Ole Miss, become the starting QB, win a championship here with the XFL, and then get back to the NFL. That is what is driving him, and right now we're seeing that growth.
You know, it's a great call, and right now he is playing a heck of a 2nd half as he delivers a perfect pass and a first down to Mumphrey. 12 yards, move the chains again. I mean, you think about Ta'amu. He's 23 of 26, Greg, and one of those was an interception.
Yeah, where he got his hand hit.
He got hit.
He's been incredible. Right now, he is accurate. He's on time. He's got his feet underneath him, and he's delivering the ball right now with a ton of confidence.
Here on the fake, on the throw. He's got the tight end. Finally getting Lucas involved today. And another first down. This offense for St. Louis in the second half has been nearly perfect.
So a few plays back. Here's Marcus Lucas. This is RPO read. And now they're going to send Lucas on a little seam route. That's a staple pass play off your run game in this RPO-style offense that Chuck Long has implemented here in St. Louis.
And J.D. Harris with a great tackle on that pass play, but there's a penalty as well. Back behind the line of scrimmage. You know, time of possession, you just wonder, even though Houston has been in the lead for such a long time now, you wonder how much their defense has left. I mean, they have been on the field this entire
illegal shift against the offense. That penalty's declined. Second down.
Remember when Chip Kelly made that jump from Oregon to Philadelphia? He was in that same school of thought where time of possession didn't matter. We want to run a lot of plays. And when you get these smaller rosters, Jonathan Hayes talked about it. They only got 52 players.
Ta'amu into traffic, and it's intercepted. Jeremiah Johnson. Johnson with some blocks inside the 40. Johnson turns on the speed inside the 10. What a turn of events. Houston needed a play on D, and they got it in a 66-yard return.
Looks like there's some confusion down on the field, KB. The BattleHawks. You see here, it's just cover two, and he outside releases, and he's trying to call what they call a hole shot and throw it in that dead space in the corner of the defense, but it wasn't there. That's the first real bad read, bad throw. There was some confusion coming off the field, but I don't think there's a penalty or anything, but that's really the first bad read that Ta'amu has had, trying to force that ball into that cover two coverage. And you know, the whole shot a lot of times is there versus that coverage, but in that case, the corner got a lot of depth and it wasn't there, and he forced it.
So now Houston
69 is eligible. Looking
to capitalize. They go jumbo, bringing an extra offensive lineman. Here's Butler, and he's inside the 5. So this Houston defense making plays tonight. Remember the interception earlier in the game from Cody Brown. He had the huge return, brought it back to the 1, and now it's Johnson with a 66-yard return.
You can't give up those possessions. You know what Houston's capable. We've talked about it all night, what they're capable of doing on offense, and 2 turnovers and then a turnover on downs. You know, those are 3 lost possessions that St. Louis has had on offense.
Butler. Going to bring up 3rd and goal.
So I just saw Walker. I thought in real time, I thought he should have pulled it and kept it, kind of like we've talked about with Jordan, on the St. Louis side. But he turned over to June Jones and he gave the signal, like, let's run that again, run that again. I think he saw the same thing I saw. If we run that again, I can pull it. He probably scores.
Meanwhile, Andrew Ankra is down, so Shaq Jones will replace him. So another big interception return. Jeremiah Johnson had it. Jenny Taft has him.
And Kevin, he's going by JJ, and you know what? He looked over at me and he said, you know, that's the play of the game. 4th quarter, you make a play like that. Just take me through what you saw.
No, we just got to tighten down in tough situations. You know, fight through adversity. You know, they scored, and I just seen the ball down. I just want to go get it, you know, be a ball hawk. That's all I was to it.
Told me you're a Baltimore guy playing in Houston. What has this experience been like for you so far?
It's a great experience. You know, we got a big fan base. Everyone come out, they get loud, and you know the energy that's what we need. We need that every time we play here. You know, even on the road. You know, if they can travel, that'd be a great thing. Because our slogan, we doing it for the H.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I got.
Doing it for the H. Hold on to that ball. Enjoy it. Thanks, JJ.
I like it. That's all I got. He got enough. A 66-yard return, setting up his team on a 3rd and goal. Walker looking to throw, does so, caught, touchdown, Phillips, number 3.
That's an awesome play, KB. That's a really unique version of an RPO. The ball snapped, and it looks to everybody like speed option to the right. He picks the ball, he turns to the sideline, and he starts running. Everybody starts going this way. But like you said, Cam Phillips is here, fakes the stalk block, and he throws the ball across. That's a great wrinkle in the RPO. You see stalk, post. Great wrinkle, great play design there by June Jones. They had that play dialed up for the perfect time, and that's a huge touchdown after the turnover.
There has not been a single conversion after a touchdown tonight, so this time Houston will go for 1 point. Andre Williams in the game, the bigger running back. Walker going to keep it, as you called it, Greg. He's in for the extra point.
Yeah, 2 plays ago, that's when he turned to June Jones and he said, do it again, do it again. Well, June Jones listened to him. They flipped it. They did it to the other side. He saw that play there.
Well, this was the big play. Jeremiah Johnson. The pick, a 66-yard return, and it set up the 3rd touchdown hookup tonight between P.J. Walker and Cam Phillips. 10-point game, still a long way to go from H-Town. Quite a game in Houston tonight as we finish off week 2 of the XFL season, as Houston has a 28-18 lead over St. Louis. And Greg spotted something very interesting in the break. May have helped us understand why Jordan Ta'amu threw that ball, and we'll go back to it after the kickoff. Bottom line is 66-yard interception return from Jeremiah Johnson sets up the 3rd touchdown to Cam Phillips. And it's a 10-point game with a lot of clock left. 9.5 to play. Mumphrey on the return. Gets a block. Almost broke that one. Works his way out to the 33. What did you see, Greg?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and when we were talking about following the pick, it looked like Ta'amu was coming off the field mad about something. You can see this guy right here, 47, DeMarquise Gates. He actually crosses the neutral zone, and when they snap the ball, he thinks it's a free play, so he throws the ball to what is his deepest receiver, thinking that there's no harm in the result. That's why when he was running off the field, I kind of noticed he was yelling at the ref, kind of trying to figure out. They really got cost there by the refs missing that offsides. And instead, it's an interception that leads to a touchdown. That could be the deciding play of this entire game.
That's a huge
Now
call.
you know why he was so upset.
A huge no call in that case, and that does explain a lot. As there is the guy you just talked about, Gates, who's down now with an injury. Maybe even a cramp the way he's kind of holding that. Hopefully that's what it is. So here's the deal, 9:11 to go, and remember with the comeback period inside 2 minutes when the clock stops basically on every play, there's a lot of time here. So now the question is, can St. Louis find that mojo that they had? They were in such a good groove. Don't forget college hoops coming up next on FS1.
Yeah, other than that pick, Jordan Ta'amu's he played lights out in the 3rd quarter, even the beginning of the 4th quarter prior to that last possession pick, which, you know, you could really understand now why he threw that ball into coverage. It kind of seemed weird to see him make a decision like that, but this offense has really found their rhythm. Balanced still, but they're pushing the ball a little more downfield. I want to see them keep that going. Put this game in the hands of your quarterback and let him go out and direct this team and see if they can come back and win this game.
Over the ball, over the ball. 36. Take a set. Monday. 180. What's that?
2nd down, 5-man rush. Ta'amu completes it. It's Russell, 1st down. Let's listen into Chuck Long on the play calls.
Let's go Raider 1. No. Let's go dual rights. Iowa odd. Iowa odd. VIP Randy.
Let's go, get set.
Iowa odd, again, without knowing their terms.
Ready, go.
So in that case, Iowa odd was run play to the left. Even and odd is a very common directional call at most levels. Just, again, without knowing their terminology, that could very easily be the direction of protection on a pass. In that case, it was the direction of the run out of the gun there for the BattleHawks.
Let's go.
Jonathan Hayes looking on. Blitz coming. It's picked up to Amu. Pearson-El, the intended receiver, could not hold on. That'll bring up a 3rd and long.
The last couple third down conversions, as we've kind of discussed, they've been at a very high efficiency the entire game. And they've done a nice job on some of these longer down and distances. Here's another one at a critical point in the game. It's going to fall into the shoulders of the quarterback. Let's see if he can make a throw.
They're 69% on 3rd down. Blitz is coming. Te'amu sees it. He's in trouble, and down he goes. What a time for that sack. Ty Schwab, the backup linebacker, came on and got it. And now they're so far away, they're going to have to bring out the punting team.
Yeah, they dialed up the perfect pressure at the right time. You know 3rd and 8, they got to throw. You see Schwab here, middle linebacker. He times this blitz up great. Just not a great job there by the running back. They have it protected. And you can see Michael, he just kind of gives a half-hearted flipper there, thinking the ball's coming out. 3rd and 8. You got to hang in there and put your face on that guy and give your quarterback time to make a play.
Mobley is hit immediately, and that's where Houston will take over inside their own 20-yard line. So, Roughnecks up by 10. Their D makes another big play. Can they add on? 10-point lead. On the Vipers at 2 Eastern on ABC. Then on Fox. Dallas Renegades, they got to win today. They travel to Seattle to play the Dragons at 5 Eastern. It's been a great game here tonight. It's had everything. Big defensive plays, big offensive plays. Cam Phillips with 3 touchdown catches. Turin Tom, who has 2 interceptions, but he's also got 2 touchdowns. He's been terrific most of this game. So it's just had all kinds of action. And how about this if you're Houston? You got 197 total yards of offense, but return yards, if you include kick returns and interceptions, 239 return yards. That kind of night. Walker looking to throw it, and the drop. Out E in the flat, Mobley. 2nd down.
Again, without those turnovers, this BattleHawks defense has really settled in, and they've really held Walker and this Houston offense a little bit in check. I mean, if you would have told them at this point in the game they'd have 200 yards, I think they would have signed up for it. They just got to stop turning the ball over, and they got to hold up a little better down there in the red zone.
Blitz, Walker rolls away from it, guns it near side. Good throw and a catch. It's Blake Jackson who had the catch. That's his first of the game, so it'll bring him a 3rd down and short.
I mean, the little things that he does. He knows that we got nobody off the edge for Dexter McCoyle, and what does he do? He just catches it. He just soft rolls out to the right, knowing make that guy run a long way, unblocked off the slot, deliver the ball on time, on the move. Those little nuances of quarterback. This kid, for a young kid, he's really, really impressive.
3rd down and 3. Another blitz coming. Walker gets away again. Stands in and throws. And incomplete. He almost made another insane play as he got out of it. He looked for Phillips again, but he could not connect. And a 4th and 3, and it looks like Houston will punt.
Aside from the magic, you see, this guy's down here weak, right? But what they do is they flip it, and they bring McCoyle off in the inside. But I mean, what an unbelievable job by Walker. I mean, President has him dead to rights. Great design there by Jay Hayes in this defense here, and Walker almost pulls a rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, St. Louis does the job at 3 and out. And now Pearson-El makes a man miss, but there's not much room there. As Ty Schwab was there, Sammy Coates was down there as well. Those of you who are watching the Daytona 500 on Fox, I know Bum didn't get a chance to finish the race today, so that will resume at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow on Fox. The conclusion of the Daytona 500. We'll be back with you there. Here, exciting conclusion coming in this XFL Week 2 finale between 2 teams that are 1-0. Houston up 10 on St. Louis, 5:26 to go, and BattleHawks have the football.
The good news now, instead of watching the Daytona 500, they can tune in and watch the BattleHawks and the Roughnecks duke it out here on FS1.
Right.
Listen to me and you.
I thought that was really the plan the whole time anyway.
I think Fox is pretty smart. They didn't want to go in head-to-head with us.
Intentionally, delaying. They said Kona 500. You're of course 100% right. And they're going to get on the ground with Tillery, who gets his second carry here tonight.
That was a little more of the misdirection run game that we saw all week. They kind of faked the reverse there. Tillery got it, faked the reverse to the receiver. That side-to-side misdirection run game was a big part of their success last week. We haven't seen a ton of it today.
Alpha! Ready to go?
Michael. And it'll be 3rd down and 2. Well, Michael, we saw Jones get hurt earlier in the game, and you don't know if that's something to do with, but Christian Michael has been the guy that's had the bulk of the not only the carries, but the role here in the second half in the backfield.
And he's done a nice job. He's run hard. He's had a lot of yards after contact. If they go ahead and give him this ball here, you gotta imagine this is 4-down territory.
I think it's got to be at this point.
He's got to put his head down here if they give it to him and get this first. Nope.
Tamu stands in and guns it incomplete. He tried to get it to Mumphrey. Savion Smith on the coverage, and now it's 4th and 2.
We saw earlier in the game, they kind of, with Mumphrey and Marcus Lucas, they put them in like a 2-man stack, and they did like a 2-man game. They just did a nice job. Humphrey didn't do a good job crossing face and getting open, but as we mentioned before, they thought they could take a chance on 3rd down because in their minds they had already made up that this was 4-down territory.
4th down, 4-man rush. Tamu throws, and he's got the 1st down to Russell. He ran the slant, it worked, and the drive continues for St. Louis with 3:50 to go.
Great concept here. You're going to see slant, and a wheel and a swing by the running back. Russell does a great job just winning basic football, slant route, cross face of the corner. Big, accurate throw, but a big conversion there on 4th down.
Tamu into traffic, and it was almost intercepted again. Charles James was the guy who made a beat on it.
Yeah, he's lucky that was, we gave him a break on the last pick, but this one here, this should have been a pick. Nice job by the receiver coming back and kind of getting in his way, but James got to get 2 hands up there and pick that ball. We haven't seen many poor decisions and poor throws today by Tamu, but that wasn't one of his better ones.
2nd down. Pressure. Tamu's in trouble, and he's sacked again. Palmore and Wright got there around the same time, and some pressure.
You can see this defense this defensive front that everybody's been talking about. You see they just run what they call a TT game, where both Wright and Palmore kind of run like a twist stunt inside. And everybody you talk to all week on both teams said that this very well may be the best defensive line in the entire league. And as the game has gone on, they've really started to take control, and that was a huge sack at an opportune time.
3 sacks for Houston, 3rd and long. Teamo in trouble. They set up a screen to Michael, being chased from behind, stays on his feet. Michael bruising all his way, still on his feet. He's not down yet. What a run on the little screen to Michael, and now you've got a chance to get it on 4th down. He picked up 11, and that will likely take us down to the 2-minute warning in the comeback period.
Chuck Long loves 3rd and long screens. We've seen it numerous times today. That time, Michael did a great job.
This is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes.
2-minute warning, but 4th down and 7 when we return. St. Louis hoping for some late magic. Houston in the lead. 2 to go. It's been a good game here tonight, where it's the Roughnecks in front of the BattleHawks, 28-18, but here's essentially the game. It's a 4th down and 7 for St. Louis right now. They're down 10. They absolutely have to have it if they've got a chance at a miraculous comeback. 2 minutes to go. 4th and 7.
This D-line can pin their ears back now and bring the heat.
And movement.
False start. Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Yeah, I think he felt the pressure. They were bringing slot pressure off the outside. You can see he's just a little, the right guard out, and he's just a little bit antsy in his stance. Makes a tough conversion that much more difficult. 4th and 11.
Tamu fires, and it is caught. How in the world? There were so many Roughnecks there, but Russell came down with it for a first down, and this one's not over.
I mean, what a great conversion here. You see Russell kind of runs a curl, dig type concept, but the guy who was open was Marcus Lucas coming across from the number 3 receiver, but contested catch.
Here's Washington, Greg, makes the move on his way. Touchdown, and there's a flag. Hang on, all the way back at the line of scrimmage. There's now another flag in the secondary. So a monstrous play to LaDamian Washington, but penalties have to be taken.
Defense had 12 players. Wow. The 12th player did not get off the field. That penalty's decline results of the play. Touchdown.
Wow. So a 4th down and 11 conversion, and then Washington with a terrific move, and he takes it all the way in. 36-yard touchdown.
So you see here, they try to substitute, but they go hurry up. They have code words that allow them to just get up and get the ball snapped. Great job blocking on the outside there by number 85, Marcus Lucas, my guy who I've talked about. What a great job there. Chuck Long, after the 4th down conversion to Russell, get up to the line, get set. Defense wasn't ready. They ended up scoring, and they still had 12 men. What a turn of events there. You go from 4th and 11 to now you have a position here to cut this game within 1 score and give yourself a chance.
Now they have the ball on the 2, which means they're going for 1. Why wouldn't you go for 2 here? Because it sets you up for a win with a field goal.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how teams are considering these plays.
And that play is a mess. Incomplete.
I don't get it. I'm not really sure what the rationale is for these teams. Why the idea to go for 1 there when you have a chance to cut it to 2 with a 2-point conversion? You know,
the thing is, as we've seen, the 1 point. This is around the league. The 1-point conversions have been no gimme.
No, I think so. There's a school of thought that says it's easier to score from the 5. And if you look across the league in the first 2 weeks, the percentages are very close. But when you look at what the expected point outcome would be, if it's a similar percentage of success for a 2-point play, you're better off sticking to that. But they take the conventional approach, and now they're down. Now they got to score a touchdown.
All right, so a couple things. In this XFL, if you're going to do an onside kick, you have to declare it to the officials. So you have to tell that you're doing an onside kick. They're not going to do that. They're going to kick off. Reason is, with the 25-second play clock and the comeback period where the clock stops every time, plus St. Louis is a timeout, this game is not over. Houston cannot just get it and kneel and run it out. It's a little different than what you're used to. So there is work to be done here.
St. Louis has 1 timeout, and like you said, the clock rules can slow this game down. If they can make 3 good stops here, they should get this ball back for a chance to go down and score to win.
Is taken down just across the 20. Now we look at the quarterbacks today. It's on P.J. Walker, who's made some dynamic plays. He's got 3 more touchdowns, so he's got 7 on the year. Overall, Tom, who's had the bigger day, but the 2 interceptions have defined the game because Houston returned both of those inside the 5. That's the difference in the game. But still not over with 1:36 to go. The clock stops on every play. It doesn't start running until the play clock gets to 20.
I imagine just a traditional run play here. I don't think you want to risk stopping the clock. No,
they will throw it. Walker will do it. Comes near side for a completion at the 31. It's Phillips, who's had the monster day, and he's going to pick up 8 yards on that play. Phillips now 8 catches, 62 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
I think June Jones understands that clock management here is not a typical clock management with these rules where he felt he needed to be aggressive. The conventional approach there would be to run the ball, run the clock a little bit. But June Jones does not want to give this team the ball back, considering how this second half has gone.
Bring on an extra lineman. They'll run it here and got a first down. First down for Houston. And here's the deal. With 1:10 left, St. Louis has one timeout left.
And charge timeout. St. Louis, their second 30-second timeout.
All right, so they have called their final timeout. A couple seconds ran off the clock. It should be 1:10. He called that before any time ran off the clock. And essentially, Greg, now with the play clock the way it is in the rules, if you get to a minute, you can run it out. So they're obviously very close, but the situation is if they ran it 3 times, they would at least force a punt and try and have a return. That's essentially where we are right now.
Yeah, that's really your only option. You're out of timeouts. As you said, typically with no timeouts in the NFL level, it's 2 minutes you can run off. That's why you expect run.
Okay, let's go.
They decided to throw it on first down, which was smart, the aggressive play. Second down picks up the first, and now you're 3 runs from really punting, as you said, with a few remaining seconds. You're hoping for a block, big return. That's really your only option right now with the situation as it is. You got to hope for maybe a tackle for loss, a fumble exchange. They got to create some sort of chaos here to give themselves a chance.
They will run it. And Butler, not much. And again, the clock will run once the play clock runs to 20. They'll set the ball. Play clock is running to 20, and now the game clock starts to run again.
Left. Strong left, and run 35 Dolphins, 35 Dolphins. So just let that thing go.
I think Jonathan Hayes, of course, is going to feel disappointed that this game turns out if it finishes at this final score. I think we got either a timeout or a delay game.
Yeah, they didn't get the playoff unless they
before the flag. Charge timeout. Houston, their second and final timeout. 30 seconds.
Well, P.J. Walker has had a great couple weeks. 7 touchdown passes. 3 of them tonight. All 3 have gone to this guy, Cam Phillips. And these, boy, it's been creative too, right? How about a little sidearm sling right there? And then, Greg, you said that this route just found the corner, the soft spot in that zone. Beautifully done. And then off the RPO, creativity at its finest.
That was my favorite play of the whole game.
Really?
Show speed option, and if that corner comes up and run support, we throw the ball in the stalk slant. I was saying prior to the timeout that Houston took, Jonathan Hayes is going to feel disappointed. He might, he obviously feels like they let this game get away from him. They dominated this game. If they can clean up the turnovers that led to 2 Houston touchdowns.
Butler, flag flies. He's got the first down, which would wrap the game, but 2 penalty flags. Back by the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
To finish my thought, they'll win a lot of games this season if they can play like this. They were dominant at times on really both sides of the ball against a very good Houston team. Held them to 220 yards of offense when this team's been lighting it up. Potential, the current MVP of the league after week 2. I know he's disappointed in the loss, but there's a lot of really good things that they're going to be able to build on going forward.
Please reset the game clock to 37 seconds.
Yeah, after the penalty, they got to keep the clock at 37 seconds on a second down and 19. 37 seconds left in the game. Roughnecks trying to salt this one away. Walker on the keeper. Look at this. Walker. They'll get it out to the 44 as the clock stops until they spot the ball. Now they could basically within a few seconds of running this game off first down would completely finish it. Next few games for the Roughnecks, so they hold on here. They will be 2-0 at home. Then it's on the road for a couple at Tampa Bay, and then there'll be in-state rivalry at Dallas. Greg will be there for that one. Third down, they're just going to run the football. And looks like a first down from here. Now what do they mark it? If he's got it, it's game over. And that'll do it. First down, and the Roughnecks will finish it with a 28-24 win. A hard-fought, well-played football game here tonight.
Great game. Great game.
For Greg Olson, Jenny Taft, our entire XFL and FS1 crew, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. What a game. The Roughnecks win it. They're 2-0. Coming up next, college hoops, Utah and Oregon.